Hello, 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 hello. Hello, does anybody hear me? Does anybody hear me now at this particular moment? If you do, then please let me know so I can make sure everything is okie dokie for tonight. Things are going to be a little different for tonight's podcast, only just because I still have the case of the sniffles. So I'm going to take it a little easy for tonight. But of course, I got my buddies with me who are going to join me for the shenanigans. And we're going to do the best that we can to continue to provide you guys with great stuff for tonight's PokePod World Podcast. Once again, my name is KG Prestige. I hope you guys are looking forward to the shenanigans that are about to unfold in tonight's session. We got a lot to talk about. I'm really trying to think about what we got to talk about, but we got a lot to talk about. It's somewhere in the list of things that we have to talk about for tonight's session. I just accidentally closed it, so I'm going to open it up and then I'll take a look and see what kind of stuff we got to talk about for tonight. But we'll get into that momentarily. But yeah, like I mentioned earlier today, I feel a little on the sicky side, so I hope you guys can bear with me with this one. But no, my boys, TSS and Tyrone and the others will be here to continue to provide some wonderful help with commentary as well for tonight's pod, as always. So make sure to go and give some love and respect to TSS, Tyrone, and whoever's going to be joining us for tonight. Let me go and hop into the call real quick and talk with them for a second. Hello, do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Hey, let's go. All right, DSS. We are now live. We are here with all the beautiful peeps for tonight's session of the PokePod. And it is going to be a fun filled discussion,
Yeah.
if I do say so myself. We got a lot
Yes.
to talk about, I believe.
Yeah, we have a lot. We have a lot to talk about, and the first thing we got to talk about is today is November 1st, which means it's the day after Halloween, which means all the fucking candy is discounted at like all of the stores, like your CVS's and Walgreens and whatnot. And I have found some of the most unique Halloween candy
You want to
that I
elaborate
that
on
I
that one?
actually, yeah, one that I actually saw today was, and I actually bought it was okay, Reese's Cups, right? So you
Mm-hmm.
have that, but imagine inside of the Reese's Cups you have Reese's Pieces. So you have Reese's Pieces inside of a Reese's Cup.
That's some reception going on over there. Jesus.
I know, right? And then there were some other ones, I was gonna buy, but the freaking container was sticky.
Yeah.
But it was like, what was it? What is it? God, what the fuck is it called? Those mint candies, Jolly, whatever the fuck. It's
Jolly Ranchers?
no, not Jolly Ranchers. No,
Jolly Bay?
it's no, no, no.
Let me see.
It's like the mints, the chocolate mints. What the
What
fuck?
the?
The fuck is it called?
I'm trying to think
It,
off.
it's a chocolate covered mint candies. The chocolate covered mint things,
I know
not
which one you're
peppermint
talking about,
patty.
but I'm trying to remember off the name.
What is it? Jesus Christ.
Oh shit, Terrell
Let me.
wants. Not Terrell. JPR wants to join in. Give me a second. I just realized we never sent him an invite to this.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Let me send him an invite real quick.
Yay.
Okay.
And he could come into the world of nothing.
There you go.
Um. Yes. Poopity scoop.
Uh,
Right. Yay.
Let me see.
Hey, what's up?
Scoopity whoop.
Whoopity scoopity whoop.
I heard y'all talking about candy, and I had to let my opinions be known.
Did
Candy.
you go out trick or treating this year?
No, I did not. I was at a NASCAR race, and it was awesome. But
Well,
That
hey,
certainly was a
hey,
treat.
hey, at least you weren't one of the jackasses that tried to like block the bike lanes downtown just because they want to have a freaking a band like a band playing in the fucking bike lane downtown while people try to celebrate Halloween or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
oh, can't relate from a small town in the south. But I will say I'm about to dig out some Reese's cups from my fridge and have a
Fridge.
good time there. Yeah, if you like get the Reese's cups like really cold, that's like my favorite thing to do.
Yeah,
Huh.
I guess.
I mean, to be fair, I've done weirder things with my candy too. So won't
Yeah.
elaborate on that, but
I
I'll
don't-
just.
I was about to say, are you gonna lead into something?
By the way, Junior Mints. They actually had green and
Ah.
orange flavored filling or internal filling.
Yeah, those
Also,
are pretty
there
good.
was yeah, and also apparently there was also what was it? Pumpkin flavored flips, like Nabisco flips.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Pretzels. Slipknot, no. The only Slipknot songs I've liked are the ones that have been covered by Andy Rayfelt. You know, the People Equal Shit Radio Disney version, things like that. That's all I care about.
So I'm
Raise
curious.
your hands in the
TSS, do you,
motherfucking air. That one. Yeah.
I'm curious, TSS. Do you dress up as anybody for Halloween? Is that still a thing? Are you Mr. Clean telling people to wash their hands? Or
Well, that would involve me turning into Howie Mandel, and I'm not doing that shit. But no, I have not. Let me see. The last time I went trick or treating was probably 2001, 2002,
holy
2002,
crap!
2002. Yeah, 2002.
Wait,
What the-
who's the
What the fuck happened?
No. I just said. I guess an invite has been sent to friend.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll be joining us momentarily as well.
Okay.
I do have to wonder because I was getting the link for him, but I didn't send him said link. So
Also, probably it would be a good idea to lock some things down.
yeah, of course. Don't worry.
Yes, Professor Hirsch, that NASCAR race was very interesting at the end. Martinsville is my favorite track on the schedule because you know that sheer pandemonium is going to break out at almost any turn. So,
Yeah.
quite a fun time.
Hello there. Good night.
Good morning!
Good morning. Good morning. So, hey everyone. How's everyone doing this lovely morning?
It's going pretty good. How are you, Mr. Kuro?
Indeed,
I'm
Kurt, how you doing,
fine.
buddy? I was just ready to send you the thing, and then somehow you miraculously found your way in here. How'd that work?
That's a problem because now we have to shoot you. Then take you out back.
I'm sorry, Curl.
Okay.
It has to be done,
Okay.
buddy.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair
It's
enough.
like, all right, release me.
Release the Kraken. So by the way, we on the other note, KG last night we all watched Batman '89,
Mm-hmm.
and it was actually KG's first time watching that film.
It was my first time watching a live action Batman film. To add to that,
You never seen a live action Batman?
a solo Batman film? No, I have not seen any.
You never
of the
saw
Batman-
like the Michael Keaton or
No.
even the what was that guy? This is like '60s Batman. I had this as a VHS.
Adam West.
Adam West.
That was my
Adam
favorite
West.
growing up. I love that Batman.
I've never grew up with the only Batman I grew up with was the animated series all the way to the Justice League Unlimited.
Yeah.
90,
Like the
that means
animated.
from 92 onwards.
And the Lego one. Never forget the Lego one.
Oh, and Lego, you are correct. I did see the Lego movie Batman. That I
Mhm.
will add to that. Yes, I did.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not a DC fan myself, but like
I'm not a
Batman-
superhero fan.
Batman
in general.
movies are just something that people watch.
Isn't
Like-
Lego Batman sort of a dick?
That depends
See?
on which Batman. So,
I believe in the
I
first
thought
Lego
all
movie,
versions
he's
of Batman are kind of a dick. Like
Well,
he's
yeah,
just
but
out
I
there
remember
trying
in
to-
the first Lego movie, he's kind of a dick, but that's the point. He's supposed to be like he's supposed to be like the better man opposed to Emmett or whatever the fuck the character's name is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, how you doing, Tyrone?
I'm doing good. Also, yeah, we forced KG to watch Batman 1989, which
was
is
at
one of my
gunpoint.
favorite. It's one of my
Oh.
favorite Batman
Oh, the
movies.
I
one-
see you also
oh,
forced him to make a new server and abandoned me. That was nice.
Oh, I didn't.
no.
listen.
I'll elaborate
Tyrone,
on
just
that.
because I haven't been here in 2 months doesn't mean I'm dead.
Listen, that On the internet, that basically means you're
Yeah,
dead.
that means that you're dead.
Yeah.
Don't go to bed dead.
Now
I'll
JPL is
try
gonna be
not to
trending on
dead.
Twitter because he
That's
actually
funny.
spoke after 2 months.
So, KG, what are your thoughts about Jack Nicholson's performance in that movie?
Who do you play as?
He's the
Joker.
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 Let that kind of give you an idea as to how much I paid attention.
PG, what the fuck?
No, I paid attention to the characters. I never paid attention to who was playing said characters. I let that be
Well,
clear.
then that's a
I'm
problem.
a bad person when it comes to remembering who's
Oh, you're just
playing
a bad person.
Yeah.
I'm a bad
I'm so
man.
bad. No, but in all seriousness, though,
Bad man.
he was without a doubt one of the most interesting Joker adaptations I believe I've ever seen in Batman in general, from what I've watched before in the past. And I will admit, though, it is leaving a very unique impression for me personally. It was so crazy, especially when we got to the bell tower and he just starts dancing in the background as these like fighters come in trying to kill Batman, and for some reason they have the shittiest ass luck where they just fall under the ground while they try to do a flip in the air. And they don't even hurt Batman. No, they just fall straight down to the ground and die. That shit had me dying the first time we saw that.
That's the power of Batman. His sheer
Right.
presence
No,
makes
that's-
people faint.
That's wrong. That's the power of Tim Burton.
That's the power of Tim Burton. Tim Burton really did.
And Danny Elfman, because those two are gods.
Also,
Go.
I forgot who played Alfred again in this one.
Who did play?
See, I'm not that bad when it comes to this as well. You know that.
Yeah, but for me, that's the best. That was the best Alfred. I mean, but in both movies, the returns and this.
Yeah, like I enjoyed his performance. Like the moment, like when he
wasn't it Bassinger?
Bassinger, maybe I think it was.
I think it was Bassinger.
Yeah, but the point of the matter is, I love the scenes he's in because, for example, when like Bruce tries to put the cup down on the side, Alfred just comes in as like this professional butler that he is and makes sure that that shit doesn't touch the table at all whatsoever and puts it right back in the goddamn plate and just carries it out. Like he's keeping things like as away as possible with like DNA shit and all that stuff.
When your friend's drunk at the party, you got to make sure she doesn't put her drink down so people can't fucking Mickey it.
KG must watch the Christian Bale Batman movies in due time, one at a time, once a year. Of course, we'll watch a new Batman film. We'll meet you guys next year in our impression of the Batman sequel that supposedly is tied to this one. So we'll get to that.
Say
one.
this.
Also apparently, the new Flash movie is going to have Michael Keaton in it as Bruce Wayne.
Really?
Yes.
Oh shit! Now I gotta watch. The movies.
So that's going to be the first Batman movie I'm going to be watching in like, I don't know, 27 years.
Damn.
Well, actually, no. The last Batman movie I watched was freaking. Did I watch Batman and Robin? Yes, I did, and it sucked. So that would have been 20.
Yeah.
That would have been 97. So yeah, 25 years. Yeah.
Yeah, that movie's garbage.
Yeah.
And not just for the Bat credit card. It's just bad.
It wasn't Tim Burton. That explains a lot.
Well,
Or
neither
was
was
it-
Batman Forever, but Batman Forever was actually no, Batman Forever was Tim Burton, but it was still kind of
Yeah. See, he knew what he was doing. He knew how.
The funny thing is apparently they're getting rid of everything. They're getting rid of his canon, Michael Keaton's canon after Batman Returns. So good, thank God.
Huh, interesting though.
Yeah, because I think it's an older Batman from a different timeline as far as I've seen.
I don't know if they are going to go, with the comics approach, because this is the problem with the Flash. Every time they try to make something about the Flash, it's always the Flashpoint for an entire decade.
They always have to use the flashpoint at any point in the film.
Well, and also if they do not.
I don't like time travel as a terms of narrative. It feels
If they
cheap.
don't license the Queen Flash song, then it's not a Flash Gordon movie.
My problem with the Flash has been the same problem I've always had with the Flash. I love the Flash, but he's too fucking powerful. like
Yeah,
that
this is
dude-
coming from a person who doesn't give a fuck about superhero movies.
If you look at DC Comics and look at the Flash's feats, if you read the comic, I don't even understand how this guy can even remotely lose a fight. Like he's way
I mean,
too
what do
powerful
you
for
even
his
do
own
to
good.
slow this man down? Like
The
he just
only person I can possibly think that could beat him is Superman or Batman if you gave him a week of time.
like, do you just go like catch him with his pants down and like super glue his feet to the floor or something? Like,
No, you can't even do that because the vibration of his body makes he
yeah,
phases
I was
through
about to say, I
everything.
like vaguely remember some piece of media where like he vibrates so fast that like his molecules like shake through a wall and he can just like
Yeah.
teleport through walls basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, want to give a
Stupid.
thanks to Ty real quick for subscribing with
Thanks,
Prime.
Ty.
Thank you so much, buddy,
you.
Ty.
Thank you.
Much
Thank you
appreciated.
for the monies.
Even when Batman did even when they did the Justice League special, I can't remember what it's called. I think it's like Contingency or whatever. The one where Batman basically thinks of plans to beat the Justice League in case they ever go rogue. His plan to beat Flash is so fucking weird. Like it doesn't make any actual sense. What it basically he does is that he sets up this thing where Flash has to keep running, otherwise he fucking explodes. Like that one movie.
He put him on a wheel, like a hamster wheel.
Yeah, pretty much.
Strapped to my chest. It's gonna go off if I don't run at least 500 miles an hour.
Exactly, and like that's the only way you could possibly beat him. But at that point, that was because Flash was slipping for like a second, and I'm like, this is dumb. This is dumb. Flash can't actually be beaten in a fight. Like they made him too powerful. Superman could probably beat him, probably. But that's the only. But that's the big problem with DC in general. They make their characters too fucking strong, and then they look.
Captain Marvel does exist.
The entire of the Justice League, it's the Greek pantheon, like Flash is Hermes, Superman is.
See,
yeah.
Marvel makes their characters strong in the comics too, but they always have a counterbalance in case something happens.
What is
Yeah, they
Captain
kill him.
Marvel's kryptonite? What is it? What is it? Tell me.
She,
What?
she,
She.
oh yeah. Oh no. Rogue beater. Yeah, Rogue from X-Men. She sucked her powers.
Sorry, they don't exist in the MCU, so.
If they're not in the MCU, they're not real. I don't know what to tell you.
MCU is
yeah.
the only.
The MCU is the Municipal Credit Union, so get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, so yeah, that's the only thing I can think of is Rogue touched her, and because she touched her, she absorbed her powers and became her. So yeah.
That's like a checkmate that they could just beat any hero at that point. Like who could be
Kinda.
Superman?
Kind of reminds me of
Kinda.
Amazo from DC, where it just scans in the powers and just takes it for himself.
Well, I think the downside to Rogue is that she can't touch anybody, otherwise they'll wind up getting in a coma. Because that was the problem with her the whole time. That's why she had to wear gloves for pretty much the entirety of the show. Because she couldn't touch anybody.
Yeah, she was sucking the life force of everyone.
Yeah, I don't know. This is sometimes the problem you create when you create fiction is what happens when you make the characters too fucking strong.
Yeah, because these characters aren't human. They are gods among men. They are demigods.
That's the drawing with Marvel though. The drawing with Marvel is even if they're supervillains with superpowers and shit, regular ass people can still put up a fight.
Yeah.
And that's like the appeal. Like shit, Black Widow and Hawkeye don't have any actual powers. They're just good at their jobs.
Yeah, but when the Avengers movie is coming out and they show in the trailer like Black Widow like doing target practice with a gun, it's like, bro, you're not.
Yeah, you ain't Thor, whatever. Who cares?
You ain't slick. You ain't taking down Thanos with your little handgun.
with your 9mm. Oh yeah,
but Marvel has a different terminology even with gods because here's Thor, here's Loki. Okay, they are not special in the big scheme of things.
Yeah, I feel like in the MCU they can just like power creep and be like, yeah, Thor's not even like that like powerful of a dude.
Well, what they do, because I know Captain America, he's stronger than your average person, but he's not like on the level of like Hulk and shit.
Yeah.
So like they had Iron Man and Thor fight one time in the first Avengers, and Captain America went in there and they're like, "No, Cap, you're not good enough. They're on superhuman level." And he's like, "Whatever." And then he went out there and put up a fight. But I also feel like they had to.
He's got the magic shield. He's got the.
Yeah, they had to dumb Thor and Iron Man down a little bit in order to
Captain America has two different kinds of powers in his set. So strong will and capitalism. Like.
Yeah, let's go with that. Now, I will admit though, I'm despite all these power ups and bullshit and all that, I still genuinely still go and have fun with them regardless. I
Yeah.
love always like thinking about like how the hell do they get away with some shit that we see
I
oftentimes
mean,
on screen.
we have a movie. We have a movie that it's Batman with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Everything is possible.
This is where I watched my parents die, Raphael.
This is where
Can
I
you
watch
please
my
put that in
parents. God, I always will love that meme. So let's get into some discussions. Why don't we then for tonight outside of the superhero things? Because there is something else I did. Actually, no, there is one last thing I wanted to bring up about superhero things. This week, I believe, is actually supposed to be the release of Marvel's Eternals. And so far, the entire internet seems to be in a very mixed bag about that. From what I'm seeing so far, it's
Uh-oh.
looking to be the worst rated Marvel
Uh-oh.
film as of this particular
I
moment.
mean, just from the trailers, like I can't get
I
any
don't even know what
semblance
the
of a
hell I'm
plot.
watching.
I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah, like
care.
what even is it? Like I can't even tell.
It's supposed to be about the Eternals.
Like
Now-
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Marvel's been stretching it with the last few. And it's like, okay, Black Panther.
Blame
but
Disney.
That was a good movie. That was a good movie. And then Shang-Chi, I don't know who that guy is, but it was a good movie. But with the Eternals, it's like, okay, Marvel, we're down like the D-list heroes now. Like I've literally never even heard these people's existence
I was
until
gonna
this
say,
exact moment.
now to be fair, someone who knows who the Eternals are, which was made in 1976.
Tyrone, it's the
You lived in
Mandela effect. There were
1976?
no
No,
Eternals.
no, 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 no. Hold on, hold on.
I understand what they're trying to go for. They're trying they're trying
my-
to use the IP that no one knows to try to replicate
My-
the Guardians of the Galaxy.
So my dad collects comics,
No, he didn't, Tyrone. It's the Mandela effect.
and
Right?
now
Eternals never existed.
so I have a box of comics, and I have the Eternals. They are not like they are very hard to make a movie because they're not that interesting. They are not that interesting in the slightest. The problem with the Eternals is like they are supposed to be overseers. Like they can't do anything until demons fucking get involved. The problem is that shit don't happen a lot.
So that's why
So-
that's why that trailer made it sound like they've been there for like thousands and thousands
Yeah,
of
they've
years.
been there the whole time, but they can't do shit until like a certain order is made by Galactus. So it's hard to make a movie out of them. Really hard. To get them involved, you gotta pull some shit. So I'm surprised. I'm genuinely surprised they decided to make an Eternals movie. I was like, this ain't gonna pan out as well as they want it to.
I was also very surprised that they did Shang-Chi because like I like the movie of Shang-Chi, but part of me just watches Shang-Chi like I'm watching this, but where's Iron Fist? I could have had an Iron Fist movie. Well, we got the Netflix show, but we don't.
No, we don't
that.
talk about that show, man. That show ruined Iron Fist, bro. And let's just be real with that. I'm
Mhm.
sorry, he don't got no chance. But no, I understand completely. Like with Shang-Chi at least. Shang-Chi, while an IP not many may have recognized immediately, I do believe what they did do with trailers leading up to that film were handled incredibly better than whatever Eternals was trying to do. Eternals is trying to be too cinematic. Whereas Shang-Chi is trying to more so portray the superhero aspects of just, films that we've gotten before
Yeah.
in the past.
Yeah.
So-
yeah.
And the ultimate
Marvel-
cure is just make a good movie, which Shang-Chi was definitely like one of the best recent Marvel movies. So.
And best new IP for
That's because Marvel, well, the MCU most likely they have two types of worlds. They have the urban world, more down to earth, and they have the cosmic world. And we have villains in the streets. We have villains in space. So they always try to balance and power creep. It doesn't work all the time. It's weird. It's super weird.
Even with Captain Marvel,
Especially after Endgame.
their explanation for her absence was really, we can't use her unless we really
Okay.
need her. Y'all really needed her a long time ago. Like what?
The Shitari? Who?
Oh, hey there, Kay. How you doing, buddy? Hope your day's been going well, pal.
Okay.
Hey.
Hey,
So let's see. Yeah, overall, Eternals. I mean, am I gonna watch it this week? No, but that's only because
No.
I know people are going to
No.
crowd that theater up. So I'm gonna wait until the following week to then watch
Yeah.
it, and then I'll give my impressions on it overall. Cause
You know what? You know what I did, KG? I
What?
waited for Venom 2 to come out. Everybody went to go see that, and then I went to go see Shang-Chi. So when nobody was seeing that.
I went to go see My Hero Academia on Sunday because I knew nobody was going to
How
be there.
how was that, by the way? Because like I think the movies are like
fucking up
fine.
season 5. Yes.
Like
Well,
I
Katie's
don't know.
holding a grudge, but like the movie, it was good. It wasn't the best My Hero movie. That title belongs to My Hero movie 2. I think
I was about to
movie
say the
2
second movie was like infinitely better than the
Oh
first
my
one.
god!
I remember the
the
second movie being
was
pretty good.
the second movie was amazing. Oh my god! The kids weren't whatever, but
Like if it's not gonna be like part of like the main series, you may as well go like balls to the wall with it, which is what the second movie did. Whereas
Yeah.
the first one was kind of like half recap and then like some not all that important stuff
let me put
happening.
it this
Previously,
way.
last time.
Let me put it this way. In movie 3, let me put movie 3 in this light. If you like,
Sorry. It's not to you.
Yeah,
if you
sorry, we're
like,
reading chat.
if you like
Reading
anime
chat.
movies, that do that thing where two or more characters sort of hang out for a while, do like a road trip, watch the stars, chill and then accompanied by some really nice Japanese song in the background. And you get to just look at the atmosphere. This movie's perfect for you because they have a big moment like that in it.
Oh, Mina was
But
barely in the movie. All right, it's a bad movie. I don't even want to see it.
Mina Ashina is
It's a
yeah.
bad movie if she's not
It's
in
a
it.
bad movie. But
I
yeah,
mean, like I don't expect a lot going into like
no.
these movies
I
that
mean,
tie into actual anime
yeah,
series.
and I'll give a disclosure. The weakest link in this movie is the villain. I'm not gonna say much about him, but he fucked that whole
I mean,
movie
the
up.
villains are like pretty bad in all of My Hero movies.
Like
I would
how
say.
how do you top movie 2 is real
I was
question.
gonna say the second movie was pretty cool though.
I don't even remember him.
That's
What did
because
he
he
do?
died, I think.
I remember
I
him.
don't
He was
remember the movie, honestly.
okay, so in movie 2, the villain's name is Ninth, and he's called that aptly because he was basically experimented on where he can use 9 quirks, but if he uses the 9th quirk, he basically has quirk cancer. So if he uses the 9th quirk,
Oh yeah, I remember now.
his body cells will reject themselves and he'll start like blowing up. So basically, he goes to find this child who has the ability to rejuvenate cells. That way, he can't, blow up.
Explain 13 then.
9 plus 4.
13 is secretly the most cracked My Hero character.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Wait till you read the manga, buddy.
Wait till we see the other 12 quirks.
The recent chapter, though, I'm not gonna get into spoiler territory for that, but bro,
All right,
that chapter was
Here's the thing, right?
America represent.
I just finished season 5, right? I am the type of dude who like I'll wait for like the whole thing to be done and then binge it because I hate watching weekly. And
Same.
so like all I heard going into this season was people saying that this was like the worst season ever. And it was like, oh, the movie messed it up. Oh, they rearranged arcs. Oh, they cut stuff from the manga. Oh, this and that. And you know what my solution is? My solution is to not read. My solution is to just turn my entire brain off, go in, watch the anime, pretend the manga doesn't even exist, and then I enjoy it. And it's good.
John, you're doing the exact same thing
Yeah.
I'm doing. I don't read the manga.
Exactly.
I
That's
don't
the way
even
you're supposed to do it.
I don't even care about MHA, but I can say that it's like saying watch Nagatoro-san without fucking reading the manga.
You're
And that's a
missing
fucking crime.
And
You're missing
be
a lot
fine.
of shit.
Literally, I actually
there a
sat down
plot?
and thought about it. So,
Yes.
John, you know how they say they rearranged the villain arc in the Endeavor arc? You can switch them. You can literally watch them in the order in which they were.
If you're
supposed to be.
rewatching them, just switch them in your own.
You literally
You
watch
couldn't do that when they were
nothing.
airing weekly, though. You
don't
had
watch weekly. Join the dark side,
Don't watch
KG.
support the official release. Damn it! Have you not heard that?
The official release will always be there. You can see it later. Okay.
You're ruining the integrity of the series.
Also, here's the thing, right? It's a TV show, so logically they are going to end off with like the most story heavy arc. They're not going to end with the Endeavor arc. Then people will be like, "Well, that was lame." If they're going to end with the My Villain Academia arc, it's like, okay, that's a lot cooler. I can see why they would end with that, even if it is out of order. Because like that's the one thing I don't like about the previous 3 seasons of My Hero is that it feels like they always peak with the first arc in the season, and the second arc in the season is always like the bad one. But this time they switched it around. They had the kind of the lame one at the beginning, and then they ended with the good one. And I was like, wow, they finally got it right.
Because season 1 it wasn't 24 episodes; it was only 12. So if
the first season is absolved from that.
Yeah, it's all because of the first season. Because if all was 6 months, season 1 would have ended with the sports festival with the cliffhanger for Stain, and season 2 would have ended with the United States.
Yeah, that would have been really good, actually.
I'm gonna back up what John said here, because in the end of the Villain Academia arc, Deku and the others go, "We're gonna go fight the villains," but they just got their power boost. So I'm like, "Yeah, right. Y'all gonna die." But the only reason I have that level of suspense now is because they changed the order. If they had did the villain arc first, then the freaking Endeavor one, I would have just, my whole focus would have been, okay, well, it's good.
Yeah, I would have been like, yo, why are we focused on
this? It's good to see Endeavor gets along with his son now. I don't know. That's cool, I guess. I don't know.
Endeavor's suddenly a good father. All right.
To me,
you know what? Let's see. Actually, I'm gonna send a poll in the chat. See what they think of season 5.
Yeah, to me, season 5 was not that. I liked season 5. I'm sorry.
It was infinitely better than season 4, and I would say way better than the second half of season 3 as well. Like after like the midway point of season 3, like the United States of Smash. After that, like season 3 was really bad. And then season 4 was also like not incredible.
I liked watching some of the other characters in Class A get these cool new moves. I like that what's his name? The guy with the shadow bird thing.
I actually kind of like that their training arc for once was kind of like showing like them getting the new powers, and I was like kind of upgrading what they had, and I was like, okay, this is kind of neat, because like so many times like what do they do in the second half of season 3? They play like dodgeball with like a bunch of other dudes to get their hero licenses, and it's like I'm not seeing anything new there. I hated that. That was so bad.
Yeah, I like that Deku got Black Whip, but like he can't control it yet.
Yeah. That was cool.
Yeah, I like that, and then I also liked like the I also like the little, like when he learns how to use, when Tokoyomi learns how to use that wings thing. I like that Deku's like nerding out over it, and I like the whole banter that the judge has for Class B, where he's showing bias towards Class B, and they tell him to shut the fuck up. Like
also Bakugo and his humor like hard carries like the new seasons. I would say like it used to be back in the day. It was like, who's your least favorite character? Bakugo. Who's your favorite character?
Bakugo.
Also Bakugo. But now he's just my favorite. He's not my least favorite anymore. He's just my favorite.
He's not my favorite, but I do like that he learned how to work as a team member now rather than be selfish, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, but he's still kind of got that edge to him, you know?
Oh, yeah,
like to me, he is just like the more angry version of Gary Oak, and I love that.
Yeah.
Very aggressive if you give Gary grenades, basically.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, he has a golem with explosions, so.
Yeah, and then when we move into Endeavor's arc, I like that Endeavor's like, it doesn't mean shit if you guys are strong. You got to be able to catch evil constantly because it's always happening in the city. So they basically have to keep up with Endeavor, and at first they can't really do it because, Endeavor's just too damn fast. And then later they learn like, oh wait, I can boost myself with my flames while I'm riding on the ice, and Deku's like, oh, I can just make my reaction time a little shorter. And Bakugo, he gets faster too, I guess. But
I feel like there was actual progression, not just with the villains, but also with the heroes in this season. Whereas I think after, like I said, after that, the midway point of season 3, like the latter half of season 3, and then I'd say like all of season 4, it just felt like there was no progression at all. Like they had that one, they had the hideout raid arc, and they got the drugs.
Season 4.
Yeah, they did all, and then they had the school festival arc.
Season 4, it's hey look, it's Mirio. Hey look.
Oh shit, Mirio. You're right.
There was good content in season 4. I'm not saying
Yeah.
season 4 was bad,
It's
but there
just
just
the
wasn't
most
any.
unmemorable one out of
Yeah,
all.
there wasn't like anything moving the story along. It just kind of felt like oh, you could cut all this out and the story would be exactly the same.
Admittedly, I liked the Gentle Criminal arc only because
Because he's a YouTuber.
yes, that, and I like when the stakes are lowered sometimes.
When your ad revenue is low, you feel like Gentle Criminal. You want to go out and do some stuff.
the plot was basically
wait till January. That'll be us.
My viewer count is low. I'm about to break into the school real fast. Watch my reaction video. Make sure to like and subscribe.
Follow me for more break tips here.
Yeah, I just love the fact that sometimes the stakes don't always have to be higher. Like the next enemy doesn't always need to be stronger than the enemy that followed it, especially considering the fact that My Hero is one of those shows where the main character isn't the strongest character in the series. So we're allowed to have those villains that are just weaker than villains we fought previously. That way we don't hit that linear phase in anime where every villain has to be stronger than the villain that came before it. Like, because then eventually you reach its cap. Yeah,
I mean, this man already used like 1,000,000% against the muscle dude. So like,
yeah, well, we don't talk about muscle. Shut up.
When I get muscle, mecha mote time. I still gotta finish that.
But yeah, I don't know. I think I liked season 5 and I liked the movie. I'm sorry, maybe I'm just weird probably, but I liked both.
no, I like season 5. I thought season 5 was really good if you just had no knowledge, because it seemed like the more you knew about what was supposed to happen in season 5, the more you hated season 5. If you went in completely blind, it was a really good season.
Listen, let me put it this way. To those who never read the manga, I think, of course, and everybody can come to an agreement, because even they admitted to, that watching the series without any knowledge or context of the manga will make the experience in that feel significantly better, because the way it's written makes it feel anime exclusive. Like, that's like all, anime tie-ins and whatnot. However, if you read the manga, like many people have done, because obviously that's how fans got created to begin with as well, originally, before the anime came out. Most people knew of the adaptations, or at least the arcs and how they were structured. And me, who have read it, I will tell you right now, I hated how a lot of plot points that were in this series, or at least with this season to be exact, were completely either mitigated, removed, downright redone, just to fit with the pacing of what they did with swapping the two arcs altogether. Because there are certain context scenes that are in the manga that aren't present in the anime that actually do better in the manga, but because it's not in the anime, some people might not get the full explanation for certain sequences that happen, like with the lizard man. I'm not really going to go into detail with that.
KG.
Oh, he's talking about the spinner scene in the manga that, like, to me, like, I guess, like John said, I'm watching the anime, so I don't.
I'm saying, like, I'm not gonna like.
KG, I get all that, but I have just one question for you.
Yes.
Actually, 2. Actually, 3. Actually, 4.
All right.
Holy shit! What?
Where's the color? Where's the music? Where's the voice acting?
No, you don't need it. You don't need it because it doesn't burn your fucking retinas out.
I got another question. How are your fight scenes?
Just like the One Punch Man manga, really good.
They said the Mirio fight scene was a PowerPoint in the anime, but they're all like that in the manga.
In the manga, all of them.
All of them. But to be fair, no, the PowerPoint sequences were not even in the manga. Those were completely created in the anime.
You tell me they had like holographic pages that you could like watch something?
Yes.
No,
really. There is certain sites that actually do.
He was doing that. He was doing that Captain Underpants like fliporama,
yeah,
trying to make the pages move.
To make a long story short, he did.
Yeah, if a manga character does like a flip, you just see the beginning of the flip and the end of the flip.
Have you never read a One Punch Man manga book before?
Yeah. I want to know how he did the flip. I want to know how he did it.
He just took page 111
use your imagination because some people don't.
112.
I gotta see it. I gotta see it to believe it. Like for all I know, he could have just jumped backwards really fast.
In the manga, they got it right. Specifically, jumps backwards by a certain.
That's why you read the fucking onomatopoeia. That's why it's there.
No, but in all sincereness, though, like it all depends. If you never read the manga whatsoever and watched the anime just to see how they would flesh out those sequences in animated form, you will get ticked off by it. But to those who never had read the manga, know of the series, and has just simply stuck through to just the animated series, you'll enjoy it more overall, which is why there's such
like
a heavy
watching-
mixed opinion on it, because
It's like watching the Pokemon dub. Like, if you don't know the Japanese version exists, you're like, okay, this is fine.
yeah, who is this
But
Satoshi?
if you know it's out there, if you know what you're missing out on, that's when you're like,
Yeah.
this is bad. So I
Yeah,
get
I've
it,
known-
KG. I get it.
Yeah, and I've known that for about, 17 years
I know
and
we
2
had a
months already.
discussion about this a while ago. I forgot what it was that we brought up, but it was Polly, I think, where she just watched the recent episode with Karina, but like completely skipped all the context of everything that came
We
prior
don't
to
talk
it.
about that,
Still
KG.
mad about that.
No, but see what I mean? That's what I'm referring to. That's completely the same as well as like just from a manga to an
Yeah.
anime. You're completely skipping scenes that are supposed to put things together. I hope Polly had watched those episodes already by this point. But the point of the matter is, sometimes just knowing the origins of where these scenes came from to begin with, oftentimes can let you see certain answers that you didn't get the first time around, either in anime form or in the manga series. So that's why I like bringing this discussion up, because of that.
Yeah, I mean, I think to me, because we're only watching the anime though, like in Polly's situation, she's going off of something that used the XY series as a source. It used it as a source, and thus it's fueling it forward. Here, this show, what John and I are doing is that we're using the anime as a source for the anime. Like we're still in the context of the
I feel
anime
dirty
now.
reading a manga. Like, I read the end of Attack on Titan, and I was like, I feel like I would have just enjoyed this more if I waited. Like, I feel like me reading it, like I feel like I'm reading someone's diary, like it's not supposed to be out there yet.
Also, I love this response by Dot in the chat. You mean like how Tyrone says he loves 5Ds but never really fully watched it at all?
That's because even the writer himself said after that season, I was conked out. They made me keep going because they had to sell more fucking cards.
Yeah.
So there's a narrative understanding between
So
the
how are we
author.
still timing Pokemon after all these years?
It's the Majin Buu effect. Like,
Yeah.
I had to continue. I didn't
Yeah,
want it.
when the writer himself is done, why the fuck should I continue?
Yu-Gi-Oh's X was great too. No, we don't talk about that. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
he's literally like, the writer was like, the only reason I kept making the show was because they kept making fucking cards. That's the only reason.
What is this pendulum summon bullshit?
Well, no, I mean, like, the 5Ds era has
I
like.
know. I'm talking about for
I mean,
RV.
but KG is right. What is this pendulum summon bullshit?
Oh yeah, pendulum. It's evil. Don't pendulum summon. It's
That's
fucked up.
how I uninstalled Duel Links that day, bro.
And that was the day I uninstalled Duel Links. But yeah, I think to me it's just like, and
I guess when you're in a situation like that, or even a situation like Harry Potter, where say like it's been dead for so long, and then J.K. Rowling tries to like dig up its corpse and say,
Dumbledore's dead.
actually, there were colored students at Hogwarts. You just didn't hear about them in the book.
And Dumbledore's gay.
And Dumbledore's gay and all that. It's like at what point is the series like more in the hands of the fan base, and they can just be like, no.
I mean, I also you say this, but then recently.
We care more about this than you, J.K. Rowling.
You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of discovering what happened a few days ago when we learned about Banjo-Kazooie lore. Because like everybody was thinking we'll never hear anything more about lore about it, just like how Dumbledore is gay and all that stuff. And then we discovered that Banjo and Kazooie had gone jiggy with it. I'll say it like that. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
They fuck. But the point of the matter is that like I like shit like this. I'll never understand why people have gotten out of their way to add more shit that don't need to be added to begin
I think
with.
the fan base should have the right to veto something. Like if the franchise has been dead and done for like a certain number of years, and they try to dig it up and add more stuff, like Star Wars, for example, I think the fan base should just have the right to say, no, No, that's not
Well,
canon.
Money talks.
It's the Harry Potter DLC, says K. Downloadable content. Bullshit, man.
Yeah, money talks, but so does people are just like,
Yeah,
Yeah, the thing
my
is though,
wallet.
the thing is though, the thing is though, 5,000 people in a Reddit thread is not equal to investors that pump in hundreds of millions of dollars.
yeah.
J.K. Rowling doesn't know that. she
Well, she
just
doesn't know a
ditches
lot of
shit.
things. She doesn't know a lot of things, but we don't talk about that.
True.
J.K. Rowling, I am launching my one-man JPR timeline for Harry Potter, and I am disregarding everything that you have added on since the last book was published.
I knew we were going to talk about J.K. Rowling in one of the PokePods. I just didn't know which one it was
Join
going to
the
be yet.
revolution, everybody.
I
It's
just
time
didn't
to
know.
hop aboard.
I told myself 8 years ago we're going to make fun of J.K. Rowling. I just don't know when it's going to be yet.
Don't worry, Disney. I'm coming for you next with the Star Wars sequels. I am disregarding them as well.
John,
We're
you
all
on
just
your
gonna
own.
live in a bubble, okay?
John, you on your own. John, you on your own. You can't fight Disney. They too powerful.
I can fight Disney in my thoughts.
You lose.
All this shim money and stuff.
You'll get killed.
Again.
They own your thoughts.
Yeah.
Now, I want to bring up something real quick because we are in the month right now, and also the number is very appropriate, number 117, actually. Because
And no, we're not going to talk about November because fuck that.
Oh yeah,
Next.
I'm not.
Are
gonna-
you serious? My
I'm
favorite
allergic
month.
to walnuts, man. I mean, you can't do it. It's always
Pumpkin
been like
pecan
that.
pie.
If you're
Pumpkin
allergic
pecan
to
tart.
nuts, if you're allergic to nuts, every month is still
Every month there's no nut. Like
Remember,
But-
Tyrone, it's no neutral November, so you have to lose the Smash tournament.
No, what the fuck?
Oh boy.
Don't tell you I was planning on losing this man.
Boy, I already 10 steps ahead of this one. But no, what I was referring to with number 117, because a couple of days ago we actually got this. I thought it'd be kind of fun to talk about it for a couple of minutes, and then we'll get into
Sure.
some gaming talks real quick. Halo. The newest game, Halo Infinite, is going to be coming out real soon. And the reason why I brought up the number 117 is because most people might know this if they know Halo lore. Master Chief, a.k.a. John 117, he's the main,
That's
of course,
me.
protagonist of the series. And, of course, most importantly, we got ourselves a brand new look at the world of Halo Infinite with the trailer that came out not too long ago. And the game's coming out relatively soon. In fact, this month in general is going to be filled to the brim with a lot of games. And I thought it'd be kind of fun to talk about certain games that we might be getting our hands in, because there are a ton of them, and there are a lot of games that I believe we want to tackle, specifically on my channel as well. So let's get talking about some games, why don't we? So obviously, Halo Infinite is coming out relatively soon. It definitely looks more polished than it did the last time we saw it back in last 2 years ago, I want to say, or something like that. I don't recall when it was, but it was a while ago. Point of the matter is, it looks super polished now. But I'm not going to touch that game until much later in the future. Still, though, regardless, for Halo fans, I hope you guys are looking forward to this game. For me personally, this year, and this month to be exact enough for many of us here, if not all of us, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Pokemon Shining Pearl are set to release this month as well, in just a couple of days. I believe it's supposed to be in 18 days from now, I want to say, because it's supposed to release on the
Yeah.
19th.
on Tuesday.
Yeah.
3 days after my birthday.
Yeah, so,
Boy, I can't wait for Flint to have
As-
his team
as-
of non-fire types.
As I called it, and Tyrone, uses the BSDP.
yeah.
Yep, BSDP.
Now, I want to bring that up,
SDP.
JQ, because the funny thing about it is we got a glimpse at Cynthia's team, and it looks like it's her platinum team.
What does this game want to be?
I don't know.
It's
man.
supposed to be
Everything-
a remake, but it's failing at a remake because it's bringing elements from the modern games and bringing elements from the past games and bringing elements from the platinum games while also bringing elements from the Diamond and Pearl games.
I feel like if
This
you're
game
remaking-
this game wants to be everything and nothing at the same time.
I feel like if you're remaking Diamond and Pearl, and you have the cookbook that is platinum, like this is a 5-course meal, that this is going to satisfy the fan base. You know that if you make it with the platinum ingredients, that everyone will be satisfied, right?
Yeah, but we
And-
don't have the Battle Frontier desserts. So.
And they just willingly said, let's not use the platinum cookbook. Let's use the dollar store Diamond and Pearl cookbook from 15 years ago. And hopefully nobody will notice.
We'll
Can we
sprinkle
at
in a
least-
little bit of platinum, aka the costumes.
A little bit of
we have the
here's thing,
jackets.
it feels like with that they're just like waving platinum content in front of my face, being like, "Hey guys, we remember platinum, but we're not putting the actual good stuff from platinum in."
Oh,
I made that tweet a couple of weeks ago where I was like, "Hey, can we get platinum? No, but wear this jacket, stupid."
I mean, I'm not surprised because like Oras did the same thing and they neglected all the good
And I
I
emeralds.
was about to say they're gonna give us a signpost where the post game land is and say coming soon.
And I like that KG.
The distortion world is under construction.
I like.
Except unlike the 3DS game, they can actually patch the shit to add
My
things.
throat.
I like that.
Okay, we don't
KG
need more people with
I
freaking
like that
pre-vocal
KG.
nodules either.
I like
Oh,
that
God.
KG. I like that KG had retweeted the Sergi tweet because the date was wrong, and KG goes, "Damn, I missed the event to get my platinum jacket."
Yeah, because that shit expired last.
Because it happened already in February.
Yeah. People don't remember. It's like it's the same shit that happens all the time. You know, people confuse the years.
Date.
Yeah.
Thank you, Donnie, for that. Oh God, I gotta
No,
have-
I don't want
Cold-blooded creative nuggets. Yeah, that's
don't
cool.
want
And Velociraptor.
I don't want Manaphy as a mystery gift. I want to play remake Pokemon Ranger and get them legitimately.
and then somehow try to figure out how to transfer that shit because you'll need 2 switches to transfer it to the other game.
Yeah.
Oh God, thank God I have my 100 and plus switches with me. So I'm
Actually,
good to
this
go
was
for
their
that.
chance to remake the Pokemon Ranger game. That actually was
Yeah, I like, for example, do the Mario All Stars, but like a 3-in-1. If you have the 3-in-1, you get Manaphy.
I mean, they could just port it, like put it on the eShop. I mean, you just have to play it on handheld.
Joy-Con
That's
drift
true,
in the
yeah.
capture styler.
Oh God, the Joy-Con drift? No, hell no, bro. Which makes-
No, technically no, because you can just use the gyro sensor.
that too, actually, yeah. If
Just
they
use
give
the
you the
gyro
option.
sensor.
I was gonna say I'm surprised they did that because they did a remake of the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games, the first one. So I thought, okay, the next logical step would be either A, Pokemon Rangers, or B, for some odd reason, Pokemon Dash. But
I
we
think
haven't
it's
seen
just
either
because Mr. Dungeon is like on that unmatched level of popularity for the
yeah,
spin-offs.
which is why I'm waiting for that goddamn sequel remake, bro. Because I need that shit in my veins.
give me Explore the Sky HD and we'll call it a day. We'll never need anything else ever again.
Pokemon 2?
Maybe-
Nah, get that shit out of here, bro.
Get that garbage game out of here. You can you believe that in that video, in that what happened to Pokken video I just made, I had to sit there and lie through my teeth and say that Pokken was a fun game at the end.
Well, here's the thing. It was fun. It was fun for me, especially going to Japan and also getting it from Dave and Buster's. By the way, you didn't mention that Dave and Buster's had the freaking promo thing, so you suck.
I did
kidding.
mention that. I did mention that.
Yeah, but you didn't. Yeah, but you didn't mention Dave and Buster's, and it was only 1 month. And the reason behind it is they apparently on the first day that I went, which was it's on the BCC Productions YouTube channel because I freaking did a video on that in freaking September of 2016. They told me that they were going to take the machines back to Japan, update them, and they were coming back. They never came back.
my
That
relation
explains that.
my relationship with Pokken is, it's super weird because I got the game when it was on Switch. Then we got that DLC, and I was expecting, more like Smash, but no. Hawlucha is jumping on that trampoline in the background for 4 years now.
ain't
Hawlucha
counting.
of all Pokemon.
I think the funniest Pokken meme to me will always be how they revealed Sceptile, they revealed Blaziken, and then they had the blue question mark, and they said, "Oh, who's it gonna be, guys?" And they're like, "Yep, it's Chandelure." Yeah, I hope you saw
I
that.
can't
coming.
believe it's not Swampert.
and then in one stadium, Swampert, it's like a snow figure. Like it.
Yeah, I think they gave us like the actual like Swampert stage reveal like the next week or
Yeah.
something like that.
I am
That was
so
pretty
mad that I wound up buying this game twice. I bought it the first time on Wii U, traded it in because I got bored the minute that we freaking
Played it.
Yeah, wait, once we played it, like after we played it online that one night, I immediately got bored of it afterwards and stopped playing it. So I traded it in. And then literally, like, it came out for the Switch. They did a sale on it and a promotion for the DLC characters. I downloaded the fucking game. I haven't touched it since we streamed it.
I don't think I've touched DX since
Like what the fuck? This
the
game got me
week it came out.
twice.
It was because you were hoping that it would come out being successful, buddy.
I thought they would give it more, and they literally just yeeted Decidueye on there, and I'm like, boo.
And then years later, we made new Snap. That's not enough, Bandai. It's not enough.
I honestly feel like the Wii U version
Cool,
held my
I like
attention
Snap.
better than the Switch.
No.
version.
I like new Snap too, but then I want we're making new Snap. I understand, but what about Pokken?
Oh, well, what about Pokken?
Yeah.
There never will be a
well,
Pokken 2.
well, we still to be fair, we still don't even have Kiryu or Majima in the fucking Tekken game. So where the fuck is that Sega?
I thought, yeah, actually, that is a good question. Well, actually, no, because then Kiryu can't fight women, though, right? That's
Well,
the issue.
I mean, he slapped women in freaking Yakuza Kiwami. So
What KG just said reminded me of they're making this Warner Brothers Smash clone now.
Yes.
After
Oh,
the
God.
Nickelodeon one, and it is just this very disappointed picture of a guy, and it was like Batman mains when they find out that he's low tier.
no, it's a
Can't kill.
Yago. It's the Yago meme. It's the Yago meme.
Down tilt, Doc.
Yo, where my Tom and Jerry mains at, bro? That's what I need to hear right now. Where are my Tom and Jerry mains? We out here gonna make some business in this game.
You're wave flashing. Wave flashing.
Does that mean we kick the shit out of somebody with Scooby Doo?
Zoinks!
That's Shaggy.
Hey, listen,
Oh
man.
yeah, Hey, Shaggy DLC. Let's go.
Oh no, he's actually confirmed playable. Like actually,
I
day one.
want Shaggy to be like just as powerful as the memes lead him.
Listen, man, that Warner
Yeah.
Bros. Animation ending credit when they made him get the freaking scorpion by the neck. That's the Shaggy I need in my goddamn game.
Like, come back when you're banned from tournaments.
Yeah.
That almost reminds me of when some guy paid Hugh Neutron's voice actor when Nickelodeon All Stars was coming out, and he was like, "Ooh, bad DI, Jimbo.
No,
Looks
bad
like you're getting through the nest."
What was the other one about the Shadow Realm or some shit like that?
Looks
Oh,
like
yeah.
you're going to the Shadow Realm, Jimbo.
Don't worry, it's down the street. Just by the Chick-fil-A.
And I love that somebody added that. I love somebody added that one particular Yu-Gi-Oh soundtrack in the background for that bit.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that song immediately when they hear it, and of course it's the Draw Monster cutscene song, bro. I love this shit so much. First of all, props to Hugh for doing that. Like
Morty,
Here's
you know why
the-
you lost?
That
Morty
game is
lost.
not complete until Hugh Neutron.
I
has
summon
DLC.
Exodia. This was the 7th time you summoned Exodia. This.
Morty, you lost because your edge guarding was bad.
Also, real quick, it's kind of funny because I think somebody made a tweet this week saying, "Yo, where all the Nick All Stars hype at?" And then they show Smash Brothers with like 70,000 viewers, and then Nick's All Stars with 45.
Yeah, so much for the
Oh,
Smash
no.
Killer, am I right?
Wait,
Weirdly enough,
45
John-
people.
45
John-
people, not 4,500. No, just 45.
So, John, weirdly enough, I went to SmashCon in October, right? Like a couple of
Uh-huh.
weeks ago. I went to SmashCon,
Of course,
and
the one time I don't go to SmashCon, Tyrone
Right.
goes to SmashCon.
hey, I'm sorry. I didn't know you weren't gonna. I didn't know you weren't gonna go. Anyway, so freaking I went, and they actually had Nicktoons All Stars up there.
They
And
did
the
have a
minute-
side bracket. They did. I
Yeah,
remember that.
they showed it on the big screen, and the minute we went there, we were like, I don't want to watch this. And then we kept walking towards the Smash area. It was
Well,
so
that was
bad.
me and my buddy when we first went to SmashCon in 2016 because it's like the only Smash tournament that has like all 5 Smash games there
Yeah.
that they play.
And then
and-
they had to, go ahead.
Yeah, me and my buddy were like, well, we want to watch some competitive brawl because we've never actually seen competitive brawl before. and it was a Falco and a Pit, and they ran to the opposite side of the stage, and they did nothing but shoot lasers and arrows at each other, and that was the entire set for about 20 minutes. And we're like, yep, we're not watching Brawl anymore. We're moving on to something else.
We went to this room where everybody was playing Melee, but we didn't know it was yet until we had like looked around and saw like a bunch of GameCubes. And then in the back of my head, I was like, wait a minute, the air here is thick. Why? Why is it so? Why is it feels like the gravity? No, why does the gravity feel like it's increased tenfold? And then I just see Falco and Foxes like.
You start sliding across the floor, and you don't know why.
We gotta get out of here. We gotta get the fuck out of here. We gotta get Hungry Box and Jigglypuff. Look out, pig! We gotta get the fuck out of here. It's Melee.
Did you get to actually meet some of those folks?
We met a couple of famous players. Like I don't know if you guys know who Esam is.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we met him. He was literally just chilling. He was vibing. And then he was
like one of the most chill people that you.
He's like, hey man, want to do a game of friendlies? And then he fucks you up with Pikachu.
Friendlies.
Friendlies, yeah. And then
I money matched him.
Friendlies will take your ass to friendlies and then put the Sunday on it.
My friend Lady Luck, she fought Tildy. And he's like one of the best Falco players. And
he made quite a run. He beat did he beat Tweak or did he beat somebody else?
Yeah, he did. And during the tournament while Lady's fighting Tildy, Lady gets like 2 stocks off on Tildy, and you can hear me in the background, like of the live feed, because you can hear me in the background of live feed. And literally the commentators, they go, while the fight's happening, it goes, man, I wish I had the energy of Red Shirt down there. And I was like, that's me. I'm Red Shirt.
Look, he's calling me. Tyrone, Kay has a question. Well, not a question, but a statement. And I need to know if this shit is true because you've obviously been to the con now. And I know JPR could probably fill in too as well with this one. Dude, console game rooms at cons are always the worst. It's so musky and no one wears deodorant.
You want to know what I think? I think after the Backstreet Boys hit, people have gotten a little bit more hygienic.
Yeah.
It took a fucking world pandemic for everybody to
Backstreet Boys back at it again.
This Smash Con that Tyrone went to looked a lot different than the previous ones. It looked like there was an entirely different venue. When I went before, it was just in like the big convention center outside of DC, and literally the entire place is just like one giant room. So
we went to
there's a lot of moving air. It's never really like musty in any areas. I'd say it's like the one great thing about SmashCon is that like it's one of the only Smash tournaments that you'll go to that it doesn't smell terrible.
We went to a Hilton hotel. I think that's what it took place in a Hilton hotel this time.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Actually, speaking of which, so story time for about 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So the first Japan trip in 2017, I went to see Shokotan in Zep Diver City, Tokyo, and I'll tell you this much: the pool of sweat, like the sweat clouds do exist. It existed there in the kind of like the main entrance area, and also it existed in when I went to Comic-Con 2 years ago. Like you just see a cloud of fucking sweat above you.
See, that's surprising because
thing.
I feel like Japanese people would be more cognizant of that.
Well, no, because when you have so many people crowded together, but
it's just an inevitability.
Sweat, it's just people get hot and sweaty. Doesn't matter if you took a shower 5 minutes ago, you're still gonna freaking the sweat, all the sweat emanating from these people's bodies are contained in a place. And the only way to go is to up. That's the only. I mean, the fucking sweat condenses, and then you have the con clouds, and that's what I experienced.
The only thing worse than that is like the mustard gas clouds caused by the Axe body spray that comes afterward.
Yeah, but at least that smells good.
not when it's straight.
Well. If you want the true experience, you got to go to freaking the Penn Station bathroom on the Amtrak side, and it smells like fucking sweat and cinnamon rolls.
Ooh, fun.
Yes. But anyway, yeah, that's what it is.
Well, that was an experience. TSS.
I feel like we all have like some sweaty stories to tell, but we may have to save that for another time.
Yeah, that'll be for a Smash discussion when we all go to SmashCon.
I do remember in like high school we had a Smash club and kids would just do that with the Axe body spray out in the hallways.
Yeah, well, Axe smells better than sweat.
But I guess the thing is that it's like a lot of times they don't even like take a shower. They just think, oh, if I just put Axe on top of my BO, it'll just like it'll mask the scent. It doesn't mask it. It mixes.
No. The worst shit ever that I've experienced is on like the old school like MCI coach buses from the late 80s that when I went downtown, these people would freaking take French baths. You know what a French bath is? When people just bathe in perfume and that's it.
Oh yeah.
So you have the stench of like shit, and then the freaking stench of the freaking smelly perfume that they have on at the same time.
And you've got
just
people
imagine that. Imagine smelling that shit for 1 hour and you can't open the fucking bus window.
Oh,
that is the worst shit ever.
Oh yeah.
Don't even say fucking Axe is worse than that. No, it ain't. No, it ain't.
I just remember there were kids having asthma attacks out in the hallway because of like these massive clouds of Axe body spray.
Because you can't fucking breathe.
Yeah.
You can't fucking breathe.
I guess TLDR, and I know TSS is going to say it at the end when it comes to washing your hands, but if you're going to go to a con or any other densely packed area, please shower beforehand.
Yes. They even tell you that in some con guidelines. It's like,
yeah,
make sure that you take a shower.
If you go in smelly and you put on perfume, deodorant, whatever it is on top of that, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. You're just making it horrible for everybody else.
Yep. Exactly. You could smell like an upper class homeless person.
Smell like fine shit, bro. Oh, good God.
You could smell like oxidized piss and perfume. Like
I went to MomoCon and someone just had a dry bag of deodorant and was passing it out to people.
Yeah, why not? Why
not?
not?
All heroes wear capes.
When people can't afford $5 for deodorant. When you spray citrus, Febreze all over your clothes, but you still smell like shit. Shitrus.
Shitrus.
I don't know if you guys have ever known people like this, but I distinctly remember two people in my lifetime, one in middle school and one in high school. And these people, I don't know if they just didn't bathe or if they just had like the worst gene pool known to man. Like they were just born with the stink. I mean, it was like that episode of SpongeBob where they eat the chili and then everybody just like runs away from them and like nobody wants to be around them. It was like that. Like, these kids were universally hated because like they just smelled so bad. Like it is uncontested. Like I think I would rather stand in the middle of the SmashCon with 2,000 people on top of me with the BO and the Axe body spray and the perfume that TSS was talking about earlier than be around one of these two kids. Like,
well, yeah,
it was terrible.
Well, yeah, probably because everybody's like body oil is different because as everybody knows that oil comes out of your pores like a natural oil comes out of the skin.
I don't know if these kids just got like the unluckiest RNG when they were born or if they're just allergic to water. I don't know, like, or is it both? Like, I don't know.
I mean, it happens. It happens.
I mean, it's also just like
genetic.
Unfortunately, also bad hygiene. You got when TSS says wash your hands. I mean, I know this goes further than probably what he meant, but when he said wash your hands, bad hygiene unfortunately affects the body in long term. Yeah. If you don't have good hygiene, your body picks up on it and adjusts. Your body is constantly adapting to its environment every time. So if you don't take a shower, your body goes, well, fuck it. If he's not gonna take a shower, then I'm just gonna make all of these goddamn sweat glands come out because fuck it, why not? He's not washing himself up and keeping himself hydrated as his skin. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it. But sweat stinks.
Sweatiness.
But sweat stinks, and the reason that sweat stinks is because you're literally losing the water in your body that normally would moisturize your skin to keep it hygienic.
No, these kids were not poor or homeless. These kids were wearing Jordans. I remember it.
They got them Jordan ones, boy.
They weren't fake.
The problem is they just spent $150 on the Jordans and then they couldn't buy soap for 3
No
days.
water bill. No water.
You want to know why a dead body stinks? Because guess what it doesn't have anymore? Moisture. So if you refuse to fucking take care of your body's going to release moisture as a defense mechanism. So if you don't wash up, you're done. You literally smell like you're dead.
Dead
Because
skin.
that's what's happening.
Also,
Yes.
yeah, dead skin. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's what's happening.
dead
Your body
skin.
is literally decaying itself.
Yay. So wash your fucking hands.
So wash your fucking hands. Yeah.
If there's one takeaway from this entire tangent,
Just wash your goddamn hands, bro.
Yeah, wash it. So yeah, like I would like to imagine like that's probably what is happening is like these kids that are going to these cons, they just don't take care of themselves.
No,
so their body just adjusted to it.
Ew.
also, like, if you're above the age of like 10 and you're not taking a shower every single day, then you need to. That's just the way it is. Like, you know, if you're not taking at least one shower a day, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah. Or a wash up. Jesus Christ. Like
I guess
that's
wash your
weird.
hands. You know what they say.
Yeah, at least
Wash your ass and shake yourself. Wash
wash it.
Show me what you
Like, just get in the shower, just get real existential, you know, have a debate with that one dude in your head, and like the shampoo bottles will start clapping for you and be like, very good, and you know, whatever it takes, get yourself.
Or if you feel like make a very heartfelt off-key rendition of Somebody's Watching Me.
I'll be completely honest. I script my videos in the shower, like in my head. Like, I'll just be.
All of the greatest content come from showers.
It's true. It's true.
All of my greatest AMV content is all on the bus.
I want y'all to know that next Friday when you go to watch my video, I want you to know JPR probably thought of this while he was in the shower. There's like a 90% chance that I did.
This is why many of your viewers
Smelling
are.
zesty fresh, like.
That's why my content is so clean.
No. This.
Oh shit.
I don't know if more people will subscribe. I will not know if more people will subscribe from your viewership after knowing this or not. I hope they do. Like.
Well, it's up to you guys. There's 52 people watching.
No,
right
that's
now.
something different.
Spread the word. Spread the word. Make your videos in the shower, and you'll feel better about it.
Always write down at the end of every video. Just say I did this during the shower.
I did this in the shower, just so you guys know. It's gonna be like a PSA at the beginning of all of them. Instead of "Good morning, everybody," it's gonna be like, "Hey guys, I made this video in the shower."
No, it's gonna have as much merit as the subscript sent from an iPhone. Next.
We do need to get into our fucking.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh wait, we do have that, don't we?
That's right. I have to go to bed because I haven't watched Pokemon since the Vulcaner episode, so I'm really far behind.
Oh, this episode! You were going to love this episode.
I'm gonna binge next week after the whole bee thing is done. Because apparently, is this a 2-parter?
Yes.
Three.
Next
Rare. 3.
Two. Well, technically,
2.5
canonically, it's
men,
actually 3. It's actually 3. Technically, in canonical fashion, it's 3.
I see.
Yes, the episodic thing has a canonical section.
Wow. All right. I mean, I've heard that the last few episodes of Journeys have actually been pretty good. So
yes,
you're
exactly right. You're exactly right.
And granted, if Lucario wins,
I heard John was
out
deaf.
the window.
But this episode was so great. There's like one part that KG told in the
yeah,
watch
we
party,
won't
you'll
spoil
love
it for him though.
Yeah, can somebody give me the edited version, the Blu-ray release where Lucario loses, and I'll watch the alternate reality or something like that?
Ask Iwane.
Yeah. I'll DM
Yeah,
him. Be like,
animation
hey,
edit number 69.
Do you
There
have
you
the
go.
Lucario loses cut for me, please?
Hey,
I know
funny
it's
enough,
out
isn't Iwane working on the next episode?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh
so there
man,
you go.
my man.
It might be coming, man. You never know. The lost incoming,
Well,
boy.
well, he's working at it from his house, so maybe.
Maybe he is. Alternate.
If he's not done yet, I'll let him know. So like, I think like for creative, storytelling
Give me one
reasons,
moment,
if you were to want to build a narrative here going into the master class, you should let Ash's Lucario lose for once. I think it'd be a great idea. But yeah, anyhow, I'm going to bed, and I will see you guys next week. I don't know.
All right. Well, first of all, massive thanks once again, everybody in the chat. Go give your thanks to our buddy here, JPRPT98. If you wish to go and follow his content, well, buddy, tell them where they can find you at.
Yeah, you can find me. I guess is there a Twitter link down there?
There should be a Twitter links down there. Let's take a look.
Yeah. Hey, I'm JPR. If you could do Control F JPR, there I am. That's my Twitter, and then there's a YouTube link on my Twitter. So that's all you really need. And then I guess if you want to talk to me or anybody else in the PokePod, you can also join the Discord server where we watch the episodes every Friday night. But not me because I'm behind. I need to get on that. So.
Our secret society chat, basically.
Yeah, the secret society, which is not so much of a secret. It's very open. Anyway,
No.
thank you guys very much. I am out of here, and everybody have yourselves a good one.
All right, man. Take care, buddy.
Take care.
Bye.
Alrighty then. Now it's down to 3, and I say 3 because TSS isn't here at this current moment, but he will
I
be
thought
back.
you were
And
gonna
then he'll
shoot somebody.
Tyrone, I'm sorry, buddy. This has to be.
Because I was too powerful.
Nah, listen, man. You predicted the shit. You knew it was happening, and you did nothing to prevent it.
Listen, I am but an observer.
When the hell did you
I'm the
become the
watcher.
watcher?
I don't interfere.
I cannot interfere.
I see everything. But what is this shit that I see here? Oh my god. But so let's get to it
What the
then.
hell was that?
Let's get into it then. So right now we'll get ourselves, ladies and gents, getting into tonight's episode review of PM 2019. We are now in the episode titled, let's take a look right here. Rival Showdown, Satoshi versus Saito, aka Ash versus B. Now the reason why I was struggling there was because I recall correctly, I think the episode that's coming after this is going to be just simply called Dynamax versus, or Gigantamax versus Mega Evolution, if I'm correct. But point of the matter is that don't really matter anyway. But the point of the matter is we are now going to be talking about the episode in hand. The episode that has been anticipated by many, I think, with regards to the fact that we're finally going to see a decisive conclusion towards the battle between Ash and B and their rivalry. And yeah, let's get right into it. So let me go and bring in some little bits, and I don't know, you guys can jump into this conversation if you like to, of course, with certain things I'm about to mention. But before we get into that, actually, let me go and read the summary for this real quick for those who would like to hear. Satoshi is going to battle Saito, a rival he's already had 2 fierce matches with before in the Pokemon World Championships. When he would go to the lateral stadium where the match is going to be held, they suddenly ran into Saito there. She and Satoshi are both really enthused about the next day's battle and introduced each other to their Pokemon. It's now time for a hyperclass battle between Satoshi, equipped with a Mega Glove, and Saito, equipped with a Dynamax Band, to begin. So let me bring out one thing that really caught my attention the most. It isn't necessarily the actual fight in hand, but what happens before the fight. I really like that they elaborated on something that a lot of people were wondering if Ash was ever going to pull off in one of the later episodes of PM 2019, and it doesn't seem like it's going to happen. Apparently, you can only bring one equipment with you, aka you can only bring either a Mega Evolution item, a Dynamax band, or just the Z-Ring.
A Z-Ring.
You
There's a
can't bring
quote
all
there.
3 at once.
There's a quote that made me laugh a little bit. So Ash has the Keystone this time around.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, Ash is using the Keystone instead of instead of his Z-Ring." And I go, "Smart move, Ash. Smart move." But I just like that the announcer said it, so it gave me the opening to make the joke.
All right, so yeah, that was one thing that really caught my attention. I'm very glad that they specified on that, only just because it's like a lot of us are going to continue to think, oh, maybe one of these actual days he'll actually use Mega, Gigantamax, and Z moves all at
Well,
once, which will probably
No.
destroy
Because
his
Z-Max.
body.
well,
Oh yeah,
all I
Mega
have
Z
to
Max.
Yeah.
all I have to say on that regard is, I will not be surprised if when he eventually battles Leon, Leon calls the referee, "Hey, take that rule out. I want to battle at his best. Like, pull
Oh
all
my
three, pull
god.
all
That ain't
three.
gonna
I want
happen.
to, like, that can happen, but they are going with game logic, like only one gimmick.
Yeah.
Which means that the next
Well-
battle is for Gigantamax Gengar, maybe.
No.
No, it makes sense because if you recall the artwork promotion we got, they showed off Z Move Pikachu. They are now showing off Mega Evolution Lucario. The only one we haven't seen yet was Gigantamax Gengar. And
And
according to
I'm
that tease
and
that we got
I'm
a while
mad.
back,
I'm mad because Gengar winning only with the aid of the power up feels cheap. I don't like how he needs the power up to get wins. I'm sorry.
don't
But
worry,
we'll
we'll get
talk
to that when we get
in
actual
January.
confirmation. You know?
In January we'll talk.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yes.
back to the episode at hand then.
Yeah.
Let me go and bring out some pros I liked about this episode. First of all, I want to give credit where credit is due. I like the beginning part of this episode. And I'm going to go and elaborate just a little bit in both the positives and the negatives on this. So the positives about it is one of my favorite things that this series should have done more of, but I'm glad we're at least seeing something rather than nothing. Still kind of late on it, but regardless, I liked seeing gym leaders from other generations actually have interactions with this. Now, we've had it before in the past, but very slightly, like very minuscule. So to see something like this in a much more broader approach with B and Karina and their dynamic that they had with each other, I thought that was quite wholesome. I actually liked that interaction that those two had with each other. And also, it's just nice to see more of Karina in the series in a better light, basically. So I was very happy with that approach. So Karina and B having a conversation, them saying that, oh, like I'm learning things from her and she's learning things from me with different aspects of how we train our Pokemon or how we connect to Pokemon and just
There's something really fast there when they say that.
Hmm?
So Karina goes, I'm learning a lot about how she trains her Pokemon. She's very serious but very kind when it comes to training her Pokemon. I'm learning a lot from her. And B goes, I'm learning a lot too. That Kalos chocolates are good. Like the fuck?
Yeah, because she has a sweet tooth the size of Alabama.
Yeah, they're not looking at the same eye to eye
Like,
approach,
the
but it's
levels
just
of
funny.
the levels of uselessness that knowledge has.
Hey, listen, yeah, B don't give no shit. She just wants that goddamn chocolate.
She also mentioned that it's hard. It's when you're in the battle, to like in the battle. You can't. Well, the line was something along the lines of, to like in the battle you can't have sympathy.
Yeah.
So I could understand that. That's why she was like very focused like that, and still
That's why she kind of learned from Karina, even though the chocolate bit was the first thing that came out of her.
Which is kind of funny because the Yamai thing now makes sense.
But looking at her source material, X and Y, I didn't see that Karina ever had a level of like sympathy in battles. In fact, she got on Ash for not fighting seriously.
No, B described that. B described herself, not her.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was her talking about herself.
Yeah, in that moment, that was her, and then she brought up Karina's.
When she had Graplock almost break Riolu's bones.
I swear to God, his ribs were gonna break in that episode.
Sympathy.
Now, well, to be fair, that's a battle. Battles, regardless, we'll always see happen.
Yeah,
shit like this.
Don't forget that Karina's whole gimmick. It's like besides being a martial artist, it's more like sports, rollerblades. So she's more energetic. B, martial arts, but she's the karate prodigy, so she's more strict in battle
stoic
mentality
and all that.
Yeah.
Disciplined.
Yeah, which is great for her character that they keep it that way, and also most importantly, Also, I'm loving that B never shakes his hand during this scene back to back. Holy shit! I know they shake hands later, but it's just funny when you just see it out of context. It doesn't look like he ever shook the hands. But
Yeah.
point of the matter is, though, getting back into it, another thing I liked about it, we got to see the Pokemon interactions. Very, very happy about that. Really happy to see all of Ash's team in hand. Really happy to see B's entire team in hand. And just seeing the dynamics that they shared. The Lucario's actually doing the bro fist I was asking for. Not necessarily the bro fist, but like a nice little gesture that they had with each other while they were kind of going at it with the Pokemon. I really love that approach. So a lot of the things that I saw within this episode, at least at the start, I really, really enjoyed. It felt nice. It felt well paced and all. And then I thought about it, and I'm gonna be real with you. I loved it, and I just hate it because of the fact that it just straight up screamed, we could have had this entire
6v6.
this 6v6 because I saw B's entire team there. I saw Satoshi's entire team there. And I was like, oh my god, they're all getting themselves introduced. They're all getting buddy with each other. And then I realized, okay, what's the fight gonna be like? 3v3? Oh shit! And I was like, I really was hoping for a
Lynx and
6v6.
which means for Lynx, Hypnotop, and fucking
Pangoro.
and Pangoro just there for show.
Yeah, but just like how it was for Mr. Fish, for Gengar, and
I wouldn't have even
Dragonite.
minded if she had used a whole different setup at this point. That way Ash can't try to predict her. That would have been cool. You can
Yeah.
swap out Halucha, for Christ's sakes.
Honestly, I wanted for her to use Pangoro because it makes her always have a different lead. It was Alucha, it was Hypnotop, now it's Pangoro, which Pangoro kind of has a rivalry with her Lucario because it's like they were sparring. And Pangoro, it's, a Kalos fighting type.
I would have liked to
Yeah.
see Phalanx just because, Galar representation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so
For
it
Phalanx.
wasn't necessarily something that harms the episode, but because of how
It
they
did.
showed it, for me personally, and let that be clear, for me personally, you
Yeah, I
can
know.
state your opinion when that gets to that. But
Yeah.
for me, in my approach, I saw it, I was a little displeased by that because it's like, we had this opportunity to see more of this in action, especially when you think about how little B has made of an appearance in the show so far. So having a 6v6 fight, aka having more episodes with her as well, would also be good too, because it'll continue to flesh her out during the battle in hand. You know what I mean? We get to see more of her in action. We get to see more of her Pokemon and her interactions with all of her various type of mons as well, meaning more different styles of her battling skills.
Shit.
in
I
action.
just realized if we had a Phalanx versus Surfetch fight, it would have been like the Spartan Shield versus the Joust. Man, fuck you, Journey.
Yeah.
My bro. Okay, well,
Also, but you know what hurts the most? Like in the games, she has a Phalanx, but when we were introduced to her character, we saw all of her Pokemon. Like back in the day, there were no Phalanx, and Go got one, so we weren't expecting for her to have. Because Ash has Surfetch that she has in the games. That Phalanx being there is just an eyesore.
Yeah, it was there
damn
to
you,
look
Journey.
cute for the cute little
Yeah, the only-
possum bits.
It means the only Phalanx battle scene we have is the one where Go fucking
With the fucking ice cube.
yeah, that
Oh,
dumbass
right, that
episode.
penguin. Yeah, weird. Anyway, going back to the episode now. So overall, beginning part, I liked it. Sure, it was misleading. Well, it wasn't misleading. I think it was more so it brought us something that could have happened but didn't happen. And overall, that's just something we'll have to accept with. Now, getting to the actual battle at hand now through the 3v3, I'm very happy that the mechanic that we saw from the Faulkner fight is still being carried over here. So, aka the switching and swapping that we've always been seeing before. At least that's what I thought until I realized Lucario, because B was doing all of the switching at first. Ash was doing it too at one point before Lucario came out with Pikachu. And I was like, okay, so I'm starting to see the swap in action. Ash is knowing what he needs to do. Ash is understanding that, okay, we need to start bringing out the other mons just so that way we can, we can try to get some sort of approach. So he only does it once, whereas B is looking to do it multiple times throughout the episode, and of course in the next one that we are going to get ourselves into. And that's my big issue. I am not a big fan at the fact that Lucario, as the chat is saying, the damage sponge in this episode.
I'm glad y'all saying it for me because my biggest criticism is that Lucario is getting the fucking tar kicked out of him
By
in that
every
episode.
single Mon, let that be noted. By every single Mon, he is getting his ass beat by every single one
Getting
of
the
them.
fucking stuffing kicked out of him. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, he had a Dragon Ball moment with Halucha. He got
he-
grap locked by the grap lock, and then
got
also
high
got
jump
grap locked
kick.
again by the Machamp before getting his ass punched in many
got-
different approaches.
He got bullet
doesn't-
punch, cross chop. He got fucking kicked. He got
it
God
doesn't- it-
damn it.
It doesn't help much because like in the last episode, like not the last episode, but the last PWC battle, he also battled all 3 in a row. So I remember making this tweet like, yo, this Lucario, it's like Swallow, he refuses to faint. And people,
Shit, he got hit so I thought Randy Orton was gonna hit him with a fucking chair at some point. Holy
RKO. No, you got it wrong. RKO.
My point being is
I'm
that
just,
he
you know,
gets-
like there are 2 moments of that fight, like, you know, Holuch having wing attack instead of dual wing beat.
he had fucking Godbird. Let's go.
Godbird.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also, but also, I'm gonna bring up one thing. It's one of the weakest animations for Godbird, though.
Yeah,
and that will come up in my section. So.
No, you're right, TSS. That fucking sucked.
Yeah, it looked like just a wing attack plus, basically.
Yeah,
but
pretty much.
Okay, anyway, getting back into my review real quick. Overall, I was a big fan of the swapping mechanics. Wasn't a big fan of how it was sort of only used once on Ash's side, where B is actually taking the approach. And then, of course, you find out that the reason why this was the case is because Ash was kind of hesitant, in a way, when he started saying, like, he wanted to try to mega evolve his Lucario. And then Lucario, of course, asked to not do so. It's not the time to do it. And then, of course, Ash was like reluctant about it at first, and it was like, okay, never mind. You know, I'm overstepping it real quick. You know, I probably shouldn't do this. I need to be in sync with my Pokemon in order for us to do this mega evolution. Now is not the time. I thought, I'm gonna be real with you. I thought when that happened, when Ash understood what Lucario was feeling, I thought that was gonna be the instant that Holucha was gonna get called back to give him a little bit of breathing room. And then Ash was going to bring out Surfetch, which we know is coming in the next episode thanks to the preview. And I thought the episode was going to end at that note. But then we discovered that the way the episode ends is that Lucario is still in the field to fight against the Machamp. So next week, we're going to be seeing Holucha still probably getting some damage sponge hits in him as we approach into the Mega Evolution versus Gigantamax battle, when instead it should have focused on switching it out from Graplock to Surfetch, so that way those two could have been the to be continued fight, and then we would have known that Lucario and Machamp will be the big finale at that episode, you know. But because of the way it was structured, it just more so is like, okay, we're going to be seeing more of these two fight before their actual big fight happens later down the road. Now, that works sometimes. I mean, like, I was a big fan of that when it was done via the Torracat versus Incineroar fight. That's a perfect example when those two mons tend to duke it out with each other throughout the 4-parter. But because it was a 4-parter, or at least a 3-parter for Torracat's story, there was more room for it to happen. Whereas this battle is more of 1.5 episode of battling, given that the first part of this episode was mainly focused on the dynamics of just the characters interacting with each other and whatnot before the eventual battle. That's not mean to criticize the first part. It's just letting you know why I'm bringing this up. There was more time to flesh out those two battling each other, but when you only have an episode left for this fight, and you're going to continue it off between these two, knowing that we still need to see the other battle go down between Surfetch, Pikachu, Graplock, and Holucha, it kind of feels like it's overstaying its welcome, basically. It should have been the grand finale at this point. You know, we didn't need to see more of these two until the end. So that's my take on it. Did I enjoy the episode, though? That's the most important part. Did I enjoy the episode? I'm going to be real with you. Despite my criticisms on it, I still had fun with this episode. I know the criticisms I stated, but regardless, I really enjoyed what I saw because there were so many good things from this episode that really carry it for me. Like I told you, the beginning half of this episode was really wholesome despite it looking like a tease for a 6v6 that'll never happen. Or say the actual battle at hand. At first I didn't know about the swamping mechanic that Ash was only going to do it once, but in the moment I really liked seeing Halucha and Lucario do the DBS kind of like kicking animation going in between the two. Like that was actually really cool. And even Pikachu having a little bit of moments as well with Graplock. And then once that moment came, after those fights, that's when I began to notice it go a little downhill from there. But everything leading up to that moment, though, in my eyes, has actually been really good. So I've really had a fun time with this episode. I'm curious to see how the next episode is going to wrap this whole thing up because it's still going to continue on from the fight. So we got a good big fight going on between these three. So between these two, I mean. So I'm very curious about that. But for now, as it stands on its own, when I view this episode for what it is, I still would give it an 8. I still would, in all honesty, give it just an 8. It's still a really good episode. There's a lot of things I enjoyed from it that I don't think it deserves to get anything less from an 8, at least from my end personally. I will admit, though, I need to see how next week's episode handles itself because that way I can give an overall average score for those 2 and 1. But for where it stands right now, in my eyes, I really had a fun time, and that's what really mattered for me the most. So that's just my take on it overall. I shared my criticisms, I shared my pros and all that. That's just my score at this current moment. So I'll pass it now on to the next person. So who would like to go next here in the call?
Go ahead, Cora.
All right, Kuro, buddy. Take it away.
No. I'm going last. I'm sorry. I'm going last. Tyrone, you can speak.
Okay, so Kuro's going to save his thoughts for last then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for me, so let's talk about the obvious thing. The Karina B. Sutton best friendship besties thing. Let's talk about it. I liked the joke idea is good. The joke setup is good. You want to know who fucks it up? Go fucks it up. Go talks too damn much. I would have loved if that entire scene had just been Karina looks mad at B, runs to B, we cue the opening, then she does the best friend joke. We don't need giving us all this context because sometimes shit without context is funnier. So basically, when it comes to comedy, like sometimes actions can speak louder than words. And if Go didn't Karina lose to B one time? And isn't she probably upset about that? Oh, I wonder what she's gonna do. Karina, no, don't. We're best friends. Ugh. If it had literally just been her looking mad at B, running up, and Ash and Go are like a little startled, and then she switches up immediately, that would have transferred way better. Way better. Because we don't need that whole build-up. It's not necessary. Like, we don't need them chiming in. It ruins the atmosphere of the joke.
Oh, like, what's that statement that I always say? You fail at a joke when you have to explain
the joke. Exactly. Yes.
Because Journeys is episodic, they have to, recap previous episodes to explain this.
Pantomime. Let me tackle that because KG hit me with that one time too. The comedy is subjective, but it's still an art. And when you're doing an art, that's like saying that a 5-year-old who drew a scribble is better than an artist who spent years in college learning art. That completely diminishes. Or that's like saying someone who cooks food halfway to where it's poisonous is better than someone who's a chef that's been a chef for 30 years. Art is subjective, but it's still an art, which means that if you study it and you use its techniques, then you're better at it. If you're better at it, then it's going to show. It's the difference between art that's worth millions of dollars and a child's painting on the refrigerator wall.
Donnie with the nice burn, thank you.
Learning art in college, good job. My point, even if you scratch out college, you can still take on the people who didn't go to college who are good at art. And you got Da Vinci, you got Raphael, you got your fucking Picassos,
Michelangelo.
You got you got your good artists, and they did art and practice it. That would be like saying if I picked up a video game for like one day and was better than someone who's been practicing for basically their entire life. The odds of it happening are very small. So the point being is that, again, I stand by what I said. Comedy is still an art, and art has techniques that make it better. And here, they had bad technique. But moving on to the actual episode, the Pokemon hanging out with each other is good. I'm not attached enough to Ash's Pokemon or Bees at this point to really give a crap about what they really do, but it is nice to see that they hang out. Again, KG brought up a good point. I kind of wish they did this with other Pokemon. I wish they did this with Volkner's fight or something like that, but they don't. So whatever.
Or Iris.
The fight itself, because I think that's the only real important thing that comes after. To me, it's a mess. This whole battle's a mess. You guys already pointed out the big thing, and I'll come back to it. But, like, switching out a Pokemon is great. I like that because in real VGCs, you switch out a lot. You constantly switch out in Pokemon. I think Volkner did it the best, personally, in this series. Volkner did the switching out the best. Because he switched out the shit that... He did some pro strat switch. He switched to a ghost Pokemon knowing that it would phase through an attack. He switched out to Electivire knowing that it would use Motor Drive to absorb an attack. Like he was doing some real deal switching. But here, like, it's mostly who's Lucario gonna get his ass to beat to next. That's literally what the whole fight was. The whole fight was who's gonna beat the shit out of Lucario now. Ash uses Pikachu for Graplock, but I think the show is very confused on which Pokemon want to take which victories in the middle of the fight. Because it's very clear that Lucario and Graplock have a rivalry. That's been established since it was a Riolu. So they have to fight. But the show remembers that Lucario's got to fight Graplock and Machamp, and Ash still has 2 other Pokemon. So I feel as though Sirfetch'd is going to get the shortest end of this stick, pun entirely intended. Just simply because he's not important enough. Sirfetch'd only had 1 fight, and I think it was against what? Was it against Hawlucha the first time?
It was Hawlucha.
Yeah.
Do they have a rivalry, or they just sort of exist?
It's very forced. It's forced.
They were in the same scene together when the Poffin thing was in.
I just want to make this clear for the audience. Just because two Pokemon battle once, that doesn't
they
mean
don't have a rivalry.
Yeah.
It
like
just
people
means
say,
they battle.
but it's the Fighting Birds. Yeah, but I would like to see Pangoro or even Falinks.
But the community made that rivalry, not the show.
Yeah.
So,
pretty much.
So unfortunately Sirfetch'd is gonna get tanked. Pikachu may end up beating Graplock, but I see it losing to Graplock and maybe causing paralysis so that Lucario can get win.
It has Limber ability. It can't.
Oh, fuck me. I don't know what Pikachu's doing today then.
Hawlucha maybe. Probably. Like, what I think is going to happen, Hawlucha's going to beat Sirfetch'd. Pikachu's going to beat Hawlucha. Probably do something to Graplock. I don't know. Probably injure one of its tentacles. Like how it did to Karina's Lucario.
And then 2 HP Lucario is going to Mega Evolve and win it.
No, it's going to beat it and then Mega Evolve in the Machamp fight.
Yeah. And then we get to the Lucario thing. So he's getting the stuffing beaten out of him the entire fight, and Ash debates on whether or not he can use Mega Evolution. He gets hesitant and doesn't do it because Lucario. Okay, so the real reason for this obviously is so behind the curtain, but we can't do this yet because it's not the second part to this 2-parter, and also we can't have the Pokemon use their ace moves right now, because if they do, there's still 2 Pokemon left, which would make this extremely underwhelming afterwards. So they can't bust out their trump cards yet, because it's not time to bust out their trump cards yet. But narratively, that sounds boring, so we gotta find some other way. So it's Lucario's sheer will to not use it. And Ash is like, I lost my temper or whatever. And I'm like, what? No, you didn't. You just got worried whether or not you should use Mega Evolution.
Bad translation. That's why you don't trust it.
And I'm like, and even still, Ash is going, like, he got confused on whether or not he should do it. First of all, why is Ash being this weird about it in this battle? He had no problem doing other techniques similar to this in the middle of fights. Case in point, another transformation, Ash Greninja, the Bond phenomenon, which was essentially the same goddamn thing. They had no problem using that in the middle of a fight. Here, the only issue is that Lucario doesn't want to bust out his trump card too early because Machamp hasn't bust out his trump card this early because there's still 2 Pokemon left because the show doesn't decide what order these Pokemon need to get knocked out in first. So it's switching around. Volkner switching felt like it was strategic. This just feels like they're switching so that we can see all the Pokemon on screen, I guess? I don't know. Like it feels so out of place. There's no real strategy behind this one. Even back when you rewind to the Biskies fight in episode 10, the point of that switch out was like Ash was going, okay, Pikachu can't handle Raichu right now in a one-on-one, but Gengar's moves are chaotic enough to screw Pikachu over. To screw Raichu over. So that worked. Here, we're getting switch outs because, no, fuck it. I want this Pokemon to fight him. And then Karina tries to play savior here by saying, oh, they're feeling each other out. And I'm just like, nah, Lucario's just getting the shit kicked out of him by every Pokemon on the roster right now. And then afterwards, and this is the worst part, Leon explains all of it. And I'm like, no. Shut the fuck up.
It felt like when Oak told Go that, why Gary was acting the way he was.
I'm like, shut the fuck up.
At this point, wink at the screen. Why don't you?
You don't need to tell us. Lucario just wanted to fight Machamp on even ground. That's all that was happening. Don't say, oh, their bond allowed them to understand. Shut the fuck up. We don't need you. We didn't need it. We didn't need it. It was just literally just vomiting of the mouth. He's here to just basically, and I hate when they keep bringing up Ash and Lucario's bond. I hate it. Not because there's too little of it or too much of it. It's because they keep bringing it up. It's almost like they gotta justify it. It's almost like they gotta say, yeah, Ash and Lucario definitely have a bond. Please believe us, because we won't stop talking about it. If you have to tell me they have a bond this many times, I start to get a little weary of if they have it or not. Like, it just feels like the show is continuously telling me they have one. Actions speak louder than words here. And they're fucking up by talking too much. Like, you gotta sometimes shut the fuck up and just let the animation speak for itself. All Lucario literally had to do was headbutt Machamp, and Ash goes, huh. And then Lucario looks back, does a nod, and Ash does a nod back or goes, I got it. That's it. All you had to do.
Make the audience wonder. Yeah.
It's less dialogue to write, too. But no, Leon's got to come in and basically play save-a-hole for the damn episode. And I'm like, why are you telling us this? We don't need it. We don't need it. The best things in storytelling is when the story is so good that it doesn't need to explain itself. I'll give you a prime example. You guys have played Smash Brothers Brawl Subspace Emissary, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The entire story. Who talks in that?
No one, really.
Do you understand the story?
Yes.
Yeah.
Case in point. Whole story told. No dialogue. Now, does that mean omit the dialogue completely? Absolutely not. But here, in a battle, we didn't really need it. We didn't. So it just bugs me that it happened. And then, like, when all of it's over, it's just Lucario about to go get his ass whooped a little bit more. And one thing that always threw me off was, Ash, you know, and this is just the willingness to not Mega Evolve. Ash, you know that you can Mega Evolve Lucario, return him, and when he comes back out, he'll still be Mega Evolved, right? You know that, right? Like, I get it. They want them to both transform at the same time for dramatic anime, ooh, look at this moments. But, I mean, just have Mega Lucario just come out at this point. Because now you've fumbled the ball so much, every action you've made up to this point might as well be the right one. You've screwed up this much. So, this battle bugs me, but obviously the battle's not over. It just feels like a mess. It feels like so many switch outs and switch ins were happening, and it was all in an effort to show how strong Lucario is. But I feel like the show's way of making Lucario strong in this series is Lucario gets the shit beat out of him until he decides he doesn't want to get the shit beat out of him anymore. And that isn't good. Yes, I know that Ash has Pokemon that literally do that thing where they get their asses whooped, and Ash is like, oh no, my Pokemon got their ass whooped. And they get up one last time, and they're like, oh, they're still getting up. They must want to really win for Ash. And Pikachu does that thing where he nods his head, and Ash is like, yeah, let's keep going, Pikachu. Like, I know they have that moment, but here, it becomes less and less believable every time a champ punches fucking Lucario. So yeah, 6 out of 10.
Alrighty then. So, since Kuro said he'll still want to go last, TSS, this is for you, buddy. What do you think of this week's episode of PM 2019?
So first of all, I want to go this in order. So first of all, the first half where we have the scene. Well, first of all, that whole B and Karina scene was done, in my opinion, perfectly. It was nice. They actually had closure, because a lot of things, people say, oh, but they're going to still do it. Well, this is one of the closure things. The whole Amai thing is now explained, and we finally have closure for that. It's nice to see all of B's Pokemon, but I would imagine that there's probably going to be some exhibition shit that's going to be going on, because otherwise they wouldn't have shown all of them. I'm expecting that in the future. Also, in addition to that, I like how apologetic Karina was, saying that, oh, they sold out of the thing that she wanted, but she forgave him, she forgave her. I did like that. The whole wholesomeness between B and Karina was great. Also, the Pokemon scenes where they're eating all the poffins and things like that. But then, freaking B has to be a glutton and eats all the fucking chocolate. But that's her character, right? At least, hey, character development. Yeah, that's one of the things that they were talking about in Posh Magazine in that interview.
Development is more of a trait, but
but developing it in the context of the show, like showing it in the show, because they specifically said that in the Posh Magazine interview several months back. So nice to see that they're actually not going against their words. Okay, so going into the fight itself. So first of all, credit to Yuji Ueda for sounding less like less of Yuji Ueda than he usually does, especially in the more tense moments. Because of course Yuji Ueda, the problem with all of his roles is that even if he's a secondary character, it's like gift wrapping a hammer. So I give him credit where credit is due for sounding like that. Of course, great vocal performance also by Mr. Maxwell Powers. Like all of this stuff too. The whole thing about only using the Z move, the Dynamax, or the Mega Evolution is a nice touch, considering that they can actually do that now because they've introduced it in the anime. So great. So all right. So let's get down to business. So the whole thing about Lucario staying out there. If you recall, and this once again goes to the previous episode, but also the sponsor card at the end of last week's episode, saying like I said, Satoshi no card Lucario Mega no, which is the whole thing. That's why I said last week. It kind of and putting Super Satoshi 64 on trial here with the whole Lucario is going to be the key to getting up in the tournament, the Pokemon World Championships. So that's one of the other reasons. Okay, looking at it logically for a moment. Let's look at it logically. The reason why they didn't do many attack moves in this one, and that's why you freaking have Lucario spamming Force Palm all the damn time, was because the B animation team did all the animations, and they have to save all of the good animations for the following week. So that's why we probably didn't see Surfetched, or we didn't see any of the moves that look good. I mean, like I said, Sky Attack or Godbird looked much better in other episodes because of the lack of the lack of key animation frames. So it's not just a budget thing; it's more like animator thing. They wanted to save this stuff for the following episode. So in that case, I completely understand why they did it. Let's see. So in addition to that, I don't think I think Leon arriving late on the whole thing was fine. Explaining this stuff is fine because well, the people at home are not in the freaking studio. They're not in the stadium. So in that case, it works. It works on both ways. It works both ways in that case. So let's get down to it. So the Graplock and Pikachu thing, that was fine. The switch out only occurs once on Satoshi's end because, like I said, he's putting too much trust in Lucario, and that's probably the reason why he's getting the shit beat out of him. And that's one of the reasons he's trying to bank too much on Lucario, and that's why he wanted to kind of, get the Mega Evolution early. But having Lucario rejected is a nice character moment in that case. Now, what I did like, however, though, was the slow remix. I think it's what is it? The Chairman Rose slow remix in the second batch, along with the other piece of music when Machamp comes out. That was the other new piece of music that was in this episode. I really enjoyed that. The only but overall though, I really liked this episode. It really was enjoyable for me. Like I said, the B and the Korean interaction is tops for me. Great development, and the fight it brings it down just a few tenths of a point because I know that they could do better, but they're saving it for the next episode. So with that being said, I can't wait for the next episode, and this is really feeling like it's getting back to the old, like it feels kind of like in almost the same vein as the XY mini arc, but not exactly. But it's in that same vein because we had episodes with the same characters in it. And showing actual progression in consecutive episodes. So, with that being said, really enjoyed it. Can't wait till next week. 9.2.
Alrighty then. And now, lastly, we will send this off to Kuro. Kuro, take it away, buddy. What'd you think about
Yes.
this week's episode of PM 2019?
Okay, so first and foremost, I enjoyed the episode. I think that it was very funny, but it doesn't mean that the episode doesn't have its own flaws. But I want to talk about the positives first. So the whole Corina and B moment, that was very sweet. Those Laver fairy cookies with all of those details and like I find that was like the highlight of the episode for me, and it's not even the episode focus, so you can already tell. Um, we have that picnic and all of the Pokemon, that the tease of oh, it could have been a 6v6, oh, but it's a 3v3. And nah, don't do this to me. Because at this point, that Dragonite, if Dragonite battled, like you just use flying attacks and like whoosh. Sorry, B. Uh, um, the whole rivalry, like they arrive there, and B is like, oh, do you want to train before the battle tomorrow? And Ash is like, nah, thanks, I'm good. I'm like, excuse me, what? Like, oh, but their rivalry is so forced, and Ash, this isn't Ash. It felt very out of character in this episode, like wanting to rush the Mega Evolution, and Lucario saying no, and it feels like Lucario was the one training Ash. It reminded me of Maylene's Lucario, like they were not, but then Leon had to explain everything, like I get it. I'm not, the best fan of, having to explain, but I get it. Why we have, that pseudo false, that pseudo close combat with, Lucario and Hawlucha, and as it was stated before, for Surfetch, he had that battle with Rinto, and most likely it's like just that. He was trying to act cool with Hawlucha, but Pikachu, because Lucario has Graplock and Machamp, so Pikachu defeating Hawlucha, if it happens, it's not, that much a big feat for Pikachu, and who will he lose to? I'm kind of worried on that regard. Um, So Go and Corina on the audience. Yeah, that was to be expected. I'm kind of remembering. Oh yeah, last time Go was here, he broke a wall. I don't like how Cinderace, Centellion, and Min Chao are not in the picnic scene. It feels like just a monkey, just Grookey. And Grookey looks at Phalanx and like, yeah, you have one of those at home, but the show doesn't care. um, when Ash was trying to Mega Evolve Lucario and it wasn't working because we have the Lucario Bro Fist at that moment, and I'm like, yeah, they're going with the Sun and Moon logic. The Keystone shows up like spontaneously, and my thought was, oh, did Ash forgot to give Lucario his stone? I was legit thinking that, like, did Ash forgot to give Lucario the item? But it wasn't that.
See,
Maybe
where that raises a good question. Where is Lucario's Mega Stone?
most likely beneath the fur or some shit.
Oh, that's lame.
Yeah.
Lame. Lame.
When I was watching the preview, like Machamp, beating the shit out of Lucario, I was expecting for that move to be knockoff because when Ash battled Farfetch, when he captured Farfetch last year, Riolu used 2 moves in a row, and one of them was double team. And my hope for that was maybe he has Prankster, non-damaging moves have priority. So when he becomes a Lucario, he gets justified. And we saw Surfetch using Night Slash on Gallade, so maybe foreshadowing what Lucario was going to have. Maybe he has justified, but he never got hit by a dark move, so we don't know. I was expecting, again, the anti-Poke what if, that Machamp was going to hit Lucario with knockoff, but knockoff can't, take away the Mega Stones. That's one of the items that knockoff cannot take from. And Lucario gets justified, and he Mega Evolves with adaptability, and that kind of, makes the power up more sense in terms of, raising the stats and the stab twice, but they're not going with it. It was Bullet Punch. How the hell does Machamp has a steel move, but Lucario doesn't? And then Holucha. Like, why the wing attack? Like, B, you are a gym leader of Galar. All of your Graplocks moves are the moves that they are in the game. You are an Elite 4 level trainer and you have wing attack. It's like, it could have been dual wing beat.
Sky
like,
attack.
wing attack, yeah. It could have been dual wing beat because we saw Rising Voltage and Skill Shot in this series. So they could have used the Isle of Armor move since they're not using the Isle of Armor at all. The Sky attack. The Sky. I do believe that Ash's Noctowl had a better Sky attack animation. Now I understand why. Like, but Lucario battling all 3 in a row like he did with Voltner, like, oh, he's a damage sponge, he's like Swell, and I'm like, yeah, but the writing in AG was, different. This Lucario, like, I don't know how to feel about it, and I cannot, just judge this because it's the middle episode, right? We had one prior and one that's going to be this Friday. Like, I gave it an 8. Like last week, I gave it an 8, but I give it an 8 for very different reasons. I enjoyed the episode, but there's like nothing much that they can do. Like, okay, so we have B, we have Ash. Like, oh, we explain the rules, like in terms of the power ups. I just don't know. Like, and then there's the rivalry, like the Ash and B rivalry. So, okay, we got the Telebikun scan. Lucario is going to pull off, an attack on Titan on Machamp, which was to be expected, right? My question is, what will be of B and of Ash's Lucario after this? Like, will he like Genki Dama and Aura Sphere at Arceus in the Winter Special, and that's it? Call it a day. Like, I will say this, like that entire episode, the last week, like, oh, the Gherkin and a lot of Kazam, I I understand that they didn't want it to repeat Corina's arc, but doing in just one episode, it cheapens out. But I understand their point of view, but I don't have to agree with it. To me, Farfetch learning Detect with Wigstrom felt more earned than Ash getting Mega Evolution. Because Ash gets Lucario. Okay, sure. Will it stop here? Will he get more? We'll think about it later. And the later never comes. And the later never comes.
Side thing I want to point out, because damn it, Koro, you're the one that pointed it out. Now that you pointed it out, I can't unsee it. One of the fun things about Mega Evolution, at least in the primary series it was with X and Y, was that you got to see the creative places that the Keystones and the Mega Stones were placed on the trainers and Pokemon. Lucario don't get none of that. Like, I was expecting like a cool little, like, you could have had like a little headband, or could have had like a little.
I will
neck
say this:
thingy.
when I watched the scans for the Sableye, I tried to zoom, and it felt like Lucario was wearing a French cravat, which is funny because that's what Lucario wears in Cafe Remix, and it's a French cravat, like it's a Calosian, it's Calosian wear.
Yes. Which fits because that's where they got the stone.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like a fancy Lucario, like I'm going to kick your ass and look cool while doing it, or some shit like that. Which you
know damn well you were thinking way too. Were thinking way harder than the writers.
I always do this. I'm sorry. I'm just
I would have just liked him to have a little scarf with the goddamn thing on it.
Yeah. So. And when Lucario got, the stone was polished. It wasn't like, a raw ore, like when Corina had to, legit Metal Blaziken for it. Like, it felt like the stone was already, placed there. Like, it was conveniently placed there in that pillar of steel. Like, nah. And then, Ash got the gloves, like, they already know, oh, we have the gloves. Oh, how do you know my hand size? Like, convenience. I don't know. Like this entire mini arc. Well, no, it's the Mega Lucario trilogy, quote unquote. The screenplay it's Otsuhiro Tomiyaka. So he's there since the very beginning, since OS. The first episode he screenplayed was the Caterpie episode, OS 3, and he wrote the entire of Ash vs. Paul in the Sinnoh League. So it feels like the higher ups are trying to and the guy did Generations and Origins. So, in terms of writing, we have a good team, but they are very limited to what they can do because, it's just for this episode. And then we have Go, recapping all of this because, we're right, this is episodic. So, okay, guys, we're going to recap stuff that you didn't saw because of this show is formulaic, so it ruins the joke. So I don't know how to feel about it. Like I enjoyed it. Like I enjoyed the episode. I enjoy Journeys, but every time I'm watching it, like
you enjoy
I cannot stop nitpicking. I'm sorry. Like I care too much.
You don't enjoy it.
Like I care too much for this show.
I'm the only person. I'm the only person that's allowed to enjoy this series. Everybody knows.
Okay. I don't think that.
Twitter would like to say otherwise,
right.
buddy.
I was gonna say there's people who like it.
There are people who will cancel you if you don't like it.
I think like it's the what ifs or the what is. Like I like the potential.
Yeah.
Sadly, they never deliver. Like look at the tease of the 6v6.
Oh, and I gotta ask a question just because maybe my memory's fuzzy. Did they clarify when Corina and B became friends, or is this just something that's word of mouth?
It was now. Like
it was a misinterpretation because it was explained. It was explained why. Because like I said, because of how B's attitude is in battles, she was not sympathetic to her, so that's why there's the whole Amai the Amai kind of like.
Right, but I'm like I got like that part. I'm saying like when did they decide to hang out and become friends and eat chocolate and shit together? Or was that something that the episode decided to bring up now because now we can do it?
No, I think it was the thing is though they established it now because it was kind of like the misunderstanding. So that's how they were able to
And
patch
it
that
was
up.
and it was the only time they could do it because when in this show will Corina and B be in the same place at the same time
What the?
again?
Yeah, because
So
it sometimes feel like when B shows up on screen, the show just sort of puts her in a spot that they need to put her in. And I'm about to pull a Koro real fast and like overthink because obviously the show is not doing it. So look at Day Dennis Chocolate. I love how it makes a 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just me bullshitting. That's got nothing to do with anything. I just wanted to point it
also
out.
I
I
thought
want
the same. I thought the same. I saw that the Danny kick and I thought of you. like,
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
also
It's got the fucking tree on it.
Charlotte. Also, folks, I forgot to mention. So in the original broadcast, we have once again the version 2 of the dance version of Super Effective Type, and they still did not fix the fucking Pikachu frame error. Just saying that they still did not fucking fix it
That's
yet.
not noticeable in the web release, right? But it is
Correct.
in the
Yes.
TV release. Oh Jesus.
Yes.
Maybe it was
Also-
already
also-
They
so
don't
far.
give a
Right?
shit.
Also, Tyrone, all of those fairy cakes from Laver City, the middle one was Valerie's badge. And who defeated Valerie? Halucha.
Yep.
So
Also,
yeah,
that's a
They said
Dene
she hated
cameo. So there you go,
yeah.
Chan.
the-
You got your
the-
Yeah.
Dene cameo. So,
Dene is
what was
great
your
a lot.
score again, just to make sure, Crow?
It was an 8.
All right, so same as my
It was an
approach
8.
then. So you got a 6, an 8, an 8, and a 9.2 from TSS. So
Yeah.
overall, Chet, that's pretty much our take on the episode as a whole. Now, of course, next week's episode is coming. There's really not much to elaborate on it because it's part 2. So we're obviously going to get that in a couple of days.
Oh yeah, and then we're going to also talk about next week the DP special that's coming up on December the 3rd.
Exactly, because I think we're gonna get ourselves a trailer soon, because they've already been
Yeah.
elaborating
We have to
further.
buy our games
We
episodes.
we got today we got a live action trailer of kids exploring. It reminded me of the
No,
other
no, no,
song.
no, no. I'm talking about the anime.
Oh yeah,
So
but I was talking
anime
about for the games. Yeah. For the anime,
Yes.
we'll most likely get one.
Yeah,
In regards to there is going to be there's going to be the Glaceon episode, right? And there's going to be the one with Project Mew, like with
Yeah.
Kingdra.
Yes.
I'm kind of again I'm always hopeful because it's Kingdra, it's a sniper Pokemon, and against Inteleon,
Well, and specifically, it says, it specifically says in the scan, catch Kingdra no matter what.
yeah. So there is gonna be a big thing happening.
I find it interesting that they are giving Go because Volcarona collects scales. What's the item that Kingdra can drop? It's the dragon scale. Why does Hodaka want scales? I don't know. But again, I'm
Research.
overthinking it.
Research. Yeah, sure, why not?
research.
Yeah, research.
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, but they are giving Go the non-pseudo dragons like Flygon, Kingdra. So
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Look who popped in, Sergi. That's right. What a time to be a Rocket fan because they're not even here.
Who?
Right.
I haven't seen the Rockets in a while, actually.
I mean, good because that way they cannot ruin them more.
Yeah, but the
Yeah,
last
that
impression
means-
we got, listen, man, that Wobbuffet got traumatized so badly, he had to make sure the Rockets were not seen ever again after that Blue episode, bro.
Get medical for the autumn. Bye.
Yeah, because we actually have to do things that's actually relevant to the story of this fucking series.
Yeah, but Rockets are stories as well. They have their own individual arcs. To be fair, you could have replaced that Blue episode with a Team Rocket episode, and nobody would have said any otherwise. So
The show basically said, we don't know how to use Team Rocket right now, so we're going to just not use them.
No, they can use Team Rocket, just don't use Jesse, James, and Meowth anymore. Let them.
No, I said the show said they don't know how to use them right now, hence why we haven't seen them in a while.
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
Like-
we'll find out soon enough when we'll see them again.
Just you watch, man. They're going to have Matori Matrix in the winter special, and they're not.
No, they have to. Who else could they get? Arceus? We're gonna get movie 13 or whatever it is, movie 12.
Well,
So we'll see what happens moving forward.
Yeah.
The Diamond and Pearl Winter Special or whatever, it's just called the Winter Special. It's going to be happening. We see some merchandise as well, once again, similar to how it happened with the Sword and Shield Special, where they
Two
showed off.
episodes.
Yeah, I think they said it was supposed to go throughout December. So
Well, this is the anime actually doing something with BDSP. So
yeah, promotions, of course. It's
yeah,
always with every series. It's never going to be something that never happened. I mean,
even
DP
Sun and
did
Moon
it.
did it. I mean, Sun and Moon did it.
Let's Go with Sun and Moon.
They,
DP
Yeah.
they
with
like
Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
I read Defender's translation, like it says Ash, Go, and friends, and I'm like, why are these friends? Don't give me hope of Koharu and Dawn being there. Don't give me hope,
Well,
please. No, no.
he did it right. It's Touchies and company and friends. Yeah, because that's touchy.
Yeah.
No,
So,
yeah, but
but like, who are those
uh,
friends?
yeah,
Well,
like that.
Hikari's coming back. Hikari's coming back. Otherwise, they wouldn't have fucking teased that fucking special at the end after the end of the second episode.
I just thought they
I
did
just,
that because it was the summer special, so they wanted to say after the summer
No,
special.
I,
no, no.
I
They
just
wouldn't have had a reason to do it if it wasn't for that.
it feels like
Buy our
Journeys,
damn game that's coming out.
Journeys feels like Diamond and Pearl 2. It's Dawn, it's Voltner, it's Cynthia, and then it's the team. Like who will do this? Like Matori, maybe Kairon, because Luca never arrested the guy and he's in the book. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But then as long as Dawn isn't more flanderized than she was,
If
like
we can
'cause
see something else that's not a Piplup, you already got a plus in my book. And a
Typhlosion and
Togekiss too
Baniri.
via the
But
cameo.
look at what we're doing. We're just hoping a character is gonna come back and be better than how they already neutered
Oh,
them.
but
Like,
that's the thing, Tyrone. I don't like character returns like they are the norm. Like it quote unquote. I want character debuts. I don't care I prefer to see Kabu than Mei returning because I know exactly what they're going to do with Mei.
I
And
don't want any character to return. I want the characters that already exist to actually establish themselves first.
Yeah, and what happens when they do? Then we don't have anything else. Like they're gonna get a
What do you
fucking.
think would happen? Every other series has been able to do it.
Sure,
In fact, X and Y did it the most because there was no continuity in that show.
exactly.
They didn't need it. They were able to use their own characters.
I just
And
wish
also-
they only. I like really the only flaw for X and Y was that they were in a pinch and that's something that they had no control
Oh yeah,
over.
I was wondering when we were going to talk about that.
What the
Not
pinch?
today.
Then again, I was saying. Then again, I kind of knew that.
No,
Already.
no,
I knew
that thing's
going
already
in.
been out since like the year of X, Y, and Z
Yeah,
when that came
I
out.
been knew that.
Yeah, that's been since the first month of the final
I just
year of X,
noticed
Y,
it
and Z.
resurfaced. I just noticed it resurfaced on Twitter. That's
Yeah,
the
that came back
People
up
just-
again.
Yeah, people just talking. People just talking about
I
stuff.
think it was
because
because
it's-
of the fact that like somebody were brought up X, Y, and Z and like how it's story flawed and all, and I agree on that part. But I also have to also agree on the aspect of it just having unfortunate rushing. There's nothing it could have done. It's just
Well,
how
yeah,
it
it
is.
was like I said, X and Y is the last series to follow the video game. We got to make this in time formula, and to me, I think it did it the best time wise. It's got pretty good time management. And TSS pointed this out before. Every show at some point, Pokemon has to show off the entire roster for marketing purposes.
yeah,
So yeah, we wound up with those weird ass Quilliden episodes and Litleo episodes that were out of place, but they did it because they had to show off the damn Mons. So
Yeah.
if you have to balance all of
Obviously.
that plus being on a tight schedule based on the video games and when they come out, I'm not mad at you. Like XY did its job. It did its job perfectly. It even was able to adjust to adapt itself when Oros came in and threw a monkey wrench into things. It got a good Hoenn rival. Steven Stone came back but wasn't shoved down our throats. It did good. It literally handled all conflicts well.
Yeah.
Mm,
like
Yeah.
like
Listen, I
in
might
terms
not
of,
be
like,
the big fan of X, Y, and Z, and I can still agree that there are still
Like-
certain
like-
aspects of it I appreciate.
They adapted and adjusted.
like in terms of journeys, like people need to understand that it's PM 2019. It's not the Sword and Shield series. This can go until Gen 9, for all that we know. We don't know if Gen 8 will have 3 or 4 years. They have to write and adapt.
Well, and
However-
I was also getting fucking Legends Arceus, so I don't know what the hell we're
Yeah.
gonna do about that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ash and
so-
go
but-
back
no.
in time. Let's go, boys.
Yeah, but
Back to the future. Wait,
but
what?
it feels like we are in Gen 8, but if you're a fan of Galar,
bad.
Which just sucks because Galar is really one of my favorite
Galar has
regions.
amazing characters, and now with Hisui, we're going to get more characters, and they're not going to tackle every character that it's in the goddamn past.
No.
My
No.
only bullshit
for-
explanation is if they
for
run into that
Hisui.
one kid that that wants to catch Celebi or whatever, and Celebi
Tokyo,
takes them
yeah.
back in time.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
But why
that's
would
the only thing I
Celebi
can
want to
think.
do it,
Okay,
though?
there are three.
I don't know. Celebi's the master of time, so it's the
Yeah.
only Pokemon I can think
Why
of.
not
that can do
Dialga?
it. Well, whatever.
Dialga's on vacation after the winter special. Let's
Well,
celebrate.
He went to fucking Okinawa and then now he's coming back.
Celebi needs to promote Let's Go Johto, okay?
Ah,
Okay.
shit. You're right. Shit.
Here's
Oh,
the
and
thing.
then we gotta also promote the next fucking Pokemon movie because hopefully we get
Yeah.
something out of that. Like next
I
month
will
or
say
something.
this. For Isui, there are three chances. Chance number one, Celebi time travels them to the past. Chance number two, we get the Twilight Wings web series of Hisui. Chance number three, Ash.
Look who's talking. Go to bed.
Ash from the Ash from the I Choose You timeline. It's going to reunite with Sorrel and Verity after 5 years, and because
Shut
they are
up.
from Sinnoh, they are going back.
Jesus Christ.
or chance number 4, somehow those Hisuian mods actually still lived in the current timeline. They're just somewhere
Yeah, they're
out.
probably gonna get lazy and just do that.
No, we're gonna have Hoopa appear and fucking just have him ringed into the fucking series.
Yeah, as he says, were you surprised?
No. It's going to be the Illuminati. They're going to bring the.
All right, then. So,
Yeah, let's wrap. This is getting stupid.
but hey,
It's
I
It's
sometimes
good. It's good stupid. I like
Yeah.
it.
It's
It's
good
good.
stupid.
It's a good stupid.
It's good, stupid. But hey, first of all, I want to give thanks to my buddy Curl for hopping on through. Also want to give a massive thanks once again to my buddy JPR, who was here with us
Yay.
before, for also joining in on the fun. Before we wrap things up, though, Curl, please let people know where they can find you at.
So on Twitter, KuroBlitz96, and just KuroBlitz on YouTube. Thank you for having me tonight. It was amazing.
Thank you for hopping on through, as always, buddy, when you get the chance, of course. So, as always, ladies and gents, before we go and wrap things up for tonight, we'd like to let you guys know where we intend to go with this week. Now, I'm still feeling a little on the sicky side, so I don't really know how my schedule is going to look this week here. I don't want to push myself too much here with this one. So I'll check
might
out.
do-
I'll
I
keep
might
you guys
do an
updated
extra
on
one.
Twitter for that. So please.
If KG is not well on, like, let's say Thursday, I'll pick up the slack and I'll do a game. I haven't decided.
So yeah, first of all, TSS, that would be much appreciated if anything happens, of course.
Yeah, I'll pick up the slack for any of the days that KG can stream.
Indeed. So I'm not sure what's gonna happen tomorrow. So please follow me on Twitter if you have yet to do so. I'll keep you guys updated. But I will still join Tyrone regardless of whatever shenanigans we find ourselves in for tomorrow.
Well,
I don't really
also-
know what's happening tomorrow though. That's
Oh yeah, that's right. Because Tyrone has to freaking grind and why
Yep.
like
So yeah, that's not done yet either. So we gotta,
so maybe I should do something.
up to you, man.
Yeah, well, first of all, is there anything we can try? I know that everybody was telling us about Mario Party, Tyrone. About Mario Party Superstars.
Yeah, I gotta go grab that game.
Yeah, you still
Fuck.
got to get your hands on that game, and I don't think you're
I
going to
gotta
be able
buy
to get it by tomorrow, though.
Why not?
Well, I don't know, your work schedules and whatnot, maybe.
You're doubting Tyrone?
Yeah.
I just get off work, download the fucking game.
Oh, you're not? Oh, I thought you were going to go out of
Am
your
I
way to get the
missing
physical.
something?
No, I thought you would get your hands on the physical.
Mario Party. I'll be all right.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Just making sure. I thought you'd like to prefer
Alrighty.
physical over digital. So
Oh,
if you get your...
for Mario Party, nah, I'm all right. I didn't even start playing Mario Party games until you showed up.
Hey, let's go.
Hey.
But if we do Mario Party, though, that would also be good shenanigans to do because it does have online mode, and I know a couple of our buddies would like for us to join in on some silly shenanigans. Hell, even Tassel was wondering if he'd like to do that too. So, but I'll keep you up to date on that, Tyrone, and we'll see what things go for tomorrow. But
Yeah.
that's for the first 2 hours though. So what's the next 2 hours?
TSS is gonna do something.
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna. That's what I was hinting
Well,
at. So TSS.
Well, yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Oh, the infamous boss battle. Oh yeah, that's coming up on Friday. So Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern is gonna be Persona 3 Fest on Dub, where we're gonna try to beat this damn boss, which is like level 50. and I got my ass whipped by this boss. So that's why we're gonna grind most of the time in Tataris. And then the following day on Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern, that's going to be Yakuza Kiwami with the classic music mod. We'll see what version of Don Quixote plays in the shop this time. We're going to get through that. Now, I'm going to make people happy. Okay? So, if the Tuesday thing doesn't go down, I will be playing Batman Arkham Asylum.
Ooh, that's gonna be. No, I think the Tuesday thing will still go. I just think the second act, which is normally filled into Pokemon content, will then be taken on your end because none of us are doing Pokemon content tomorrow. So
I got a level grind. So
we're gonna do the Mario Party first, but the second act though,
he was like really excited for that.
Yeah, look at that. Everybody's going excited for that. Hey, listen, man, we haven't had a Batman thing going.
And I fucking downloaded it because I thought we were gonna do it on fucking Halloween, and then we ended up watching Batman.
And we were referring to watching the Batman, which still was good though. Still was good, and actually
Batman,
it's a nice lead up to.
I never played this fucking game, so I need help.
All right, so best of luck with that, buddy. We'll be there for moral support, of course. So looking forward to that for tomorrow. So also let me reiterate in regards to the taco stream because I know some people might have not been here when this got announced during Tuesday's stream. But yeah, the taco stream, how's that shaping up? Now, I can't give a specific day. All I can just say it's going to happen on a Saturday. I just can't tell you which Saturday it's going to be on. We're trying to aim for this week. Maybe it might happen, maybe it might not. But if it doesn't happen this week, it'll probably happen the following week. Because, of course, this also revolves around Mother, or Mama Prestige, as you guys have dubbed her as, who's going to be responsible for crafting the taco food. So, yeah, I'll keep you guys up to date on Twitter. So please make sure to keep an eye out there as well. I'll let you guys know when that time will come.
Batarang for Boss Fight.
I'll let her know you guys love her. So she was very happy with how that stream went, by the way. So she loved it a lot. And I don't know if we'll do any more of those. If people would like to see more of those silly shenanigans, now that we got the Nintendo 64 thing, and I think she'll also have fun with the Nintendo 64 classics as well. Once they get GoldenEye, she's gonna freak the fuck out because that shit was. She's an avid fan of that one, but most importantly, I think recently wasn't it like no longer banned in Germany or some shit like that?
Yeah.
So. Yeah, we'll see how things shape up for that. No clear indication as to if they will actually bring it, but if it does, though,
people in Germany are going to be getting GoldenEye for the first time and fucking
all of us too, for that matter, the Nintendo 64 edition as well. So looking forward to it, legitimately, if it does come. But as it stands right now, no clear indication. But I'm glad people enjoyed it. I'll keep you guys up to date to tackle things. So please follow me on Twitter for that. Now, Wednesday, Sword and Shield shenanigans. I should probably be fine by that point. So Sword and Shield shenanigans will be fine. Thursday will be The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, as always. And Friday will always be reaction nights. Once again, chat, I will keep you guys updated on Twitter if things don't go as planned. But for the most part, I'm feeling a little better. I have these conversations I have with these guys over here to make my night as well. As they say, laughter is the best medicine, and I had a really good laugh with you guys throughout the night, so thank you for that. But secondly, I'll once again keep you guys updated on social media for this. For now, I'm gonna go night-night. I'm gonna get myself some extra sleep. And
Tyrone, what are you doing?
Yeah, Tyrone, what about you, buddy? Because I know you said Tuesday.
This is pretty interesting. So I made a tweet earlier today about Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
So Wednesday is very interesting, only because obviously a lot of you guys know Terrell usually streams a game on Wednesdays, and then I would stream a game, and then he would raid me because I would stream a little longer than he does.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been thinking about it. I am pondering on omitting Wednesday from my schedule, and in its place, I'll be working on video content for YouTube because I haven't touched my YouTube channel in a long time. So I'm thinking, and I made this tweet today as a poll, so I'm going to check the votes. So by Wednesday, I'll get the results. And so far, a lot of people are saying yes. The question is, should I go ahead and omit Wednesday from my streaming schedule to make room for potential YouTube content instead?
And a lot of It depends on what content you want to produce, I
Well,
guess.
yeah. I mean, obviously, I'll be brainstorming too, so that gives me
Yeah, it'll
the
give you
cheat
breathing
code.
room for that.
Well,
Because it literally frees up 4 hours of my life.
Rad mentions that people have gotten copyrighted for Asylum. I
Shit. Damn.
I'll
I
check
don't
up
know.
on that as well for ETSS then.
Yeah, because if that's the case, then we have to play with no music.
Hold on, let me see.
Fucked.
Then I'm gonna have to probably just play like random concerts in the
Is it
background.
Arkham Asylum?
Yeah, Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
Let's see. Here we go. This is going to come off like an ad.
I could have an editing stream. Well, yeah, but we're not gonna really
I'm
get
talking to
much
me.
done.
He's talking to me.
It says here, so yesterday was supposedly Batman Day, so I did a huge
Oh.
stream on Twitch over 7 hours long. I beat Arkham Asylum live on stream, did all the Riddler stuff and whatnot. Well, it turns out the first 6 minutes of my stream were muted because of the soundtrack getting hit with a copyright claim. So it was the first few minutes, I believe.
Well, then that means I'm gonna have to turn all the music fucking
It says here
off.
this has happened to me before and sucks, but usually it is
Well,
because the
it
game
is
has
too
licensed
good.
music and not based off its general score. Oh, that's just music in itself. I tried uploading it to YouTube anyway, and it got hit by 12 copyright claims for the same reason. Jesus. I never knew this was a thing. I'll keep looking at this because, like,
Yeah,
it
for
seems a lot
Twitch
of people-
specifically, because if it's Twitch specifically, then that means that I'm gonna need to. Well, I'm gonna have to mute. I'm gonna have to mute the audio for the first like fucking 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm checking up on this while we're still talking. So, Tyrone, anything else?
Anything else?
Other than on Thursday, I'm still debating on what to do on Thursday, but more than likely it either be A, Smash, or B, probably Pokemon. I'll probably join. Okay, I think KG, aren't you doing something with Pokemon on Thursday?
No, I'm doing Ocarina on Thursday.
Oh yeah,
Wednesday is Sword and
that's right.
Shield.
You switched to Ocarina. Wednesday is Pokemon.
I mean, I could switch Ocarina to Wednesday and do Pokemon on Thursday.
I mean, yeah, that's fine. And we can,
I'll do that then. Because like they could still switch. It's still gonna happen. It's just different
Yeah,
days.
I know we gotta. I know Diamond and Pearl's coming up soon, so we gotta.
Yeah, that's
get-
gonna be the Tuesdays one. But of course we gotta do one on Friday during launch day, of course. Well, if possible though.
For Diamond and Pearl specifically, I was thinking probably doing one of those on Wednesday or Thursday, just so I can have more time to do it. Because if I only do it on Tuesday, one, that delays X and Y, and two, it's only 2 hours versus the 4.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, so I might wind up
Keep
switch
me up to
Diamond
date
and
on
Pearl
that, because that way we can
Yeah,
keep
I
up to
might
date
do
with each
Diamond
other.
and Pearl on Thursday. I might do Diamond and Pearl on Thursday,
Okay.
and then like I said, Wednesday's looking like it may be omitted from my schedule.
All right then. So and then that's it. And then Friday, I think you'll have.
I won't be doing. I may be doing something.
Yeah,
Friday,
because
but
I know you
Friday's
said
always-
you had an idea, but you're not sure just
Yeah,
yet.
and then I gotta make up for the persona that I missed because of Halloween.
Yeah, everybody was taking a nice break that day.
Yeah. Because I mean, I figured if a lot of people are out, then not a lot of people are gonna watch Persona. So, but yeah, so that's the idea. Is like the idea is to take out Wednesday to give me time to like actually create content on YouTube. So that way, the other half of my content can be seen. The YouTube half, because it's been neglected for a while now. So I wanna add to both.
All right then. Well, with that being said, I hope you guys are looking forward to our content throughout this week. I hope it's gonna look fun and filled to the brim with good shit. So please, guys, make sure to follow us in our respective Twitch. Make sure to tune in when these streams go live. If you want to be notified when these things are gonna happen, do follow us on Twitter, or just follow us here on Twitch, and hopefully you'll get notified the moment we do indeed go live. And we love to see your lovely faces there at those times. So tomorrow, chat. Mario Party shenanigans ensue. Hopefully. So, yeah. I got not much more to say. I want to thank everybody in this call once again. To TSS, to Tyrone, to Kuro, to JPR as well, who was with us before, and everybody else who's with us in the chat for tonight. We will talk with all of you guys later in whatever video we make. Take care, and as always, do me a solid and make sure to have yourselves an awesome day. Bye, everybody.
Wash your fucking hands.
Wash your fucking hands.
Wash your
Yash
fucking
them
hands.
cans. Bye bye.
Maybe.